Welcome to Kernersville, North Carolina. Tonight's Carolina Classic Fair Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by My 48. It's a 1A powerhouse matchup. Providence Grove comes into town. They want to upset Bishop McGuinness. Dominant offensive performance and a great night for high school football. Welcome to Repass Stadium with the former Catawba offensive lineman Mark Covert. I'm Evan Budrovich. Bishop McGuinness returns 18 starters from a year ago. Providence Grove, 5 turnovers in a loss last week. Mark, how do the Patriots pull the upset?
Well, ball security's got to be their number one priority tonight. In an offense, if they run with the option, they have to hang on to the football, move the ball down the field, and put points on the board against a very fired-up Bishop McGuinness team. We got a fun one here tonight, partner.
A new coaching staff leaves Providence Grove tonight. And for more, here's Dave Gorin.
Thank you, Evan and Mark. And speaking of Mark, this is a battle of the Marks. Mark Heilig, the head coach at Providence Grove. Mark Holcomb here at Bishop McGuinness. He's in his 3rd year after coming over from Oak Grove. Before that, North Davidson. Now, interesting story with Mark Heilig. He was an assistant coach until about 5 weeks ago. The head coach abruptly left. He had to take over and has had to try to install his system in a very short time. It's been piece by piece, week by week. They won their first game, lost last week, so this should be a good one against the Bishop McGuinness team that will give them all that they have. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Dave. This young Patriots staff, they've never lost to Bishop McGuinness in their history. We'll see if that continues tonight. A matchup written in a Stephen King novel, Villains, Patriots, when we return to Kernersville here on My 48. Welcome to Kernersville, North Carolina. 1A matchup, Providence Grove, Bishop McGuinness. It's American night here. Plenty of pride for the hometown Bishop McGuinness squad. Here's a look at tonight's Skywatch weather game forecast, or maybe see 45 Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Went. Jonathan's predicting great weather tonight, Mark.
Beautiful night overall. A little sticky outside, but for the 3rd week of the high school football season, can't get much better than this weather-wise.
Great weather means great football. Mark, how about our keys to the game? 2 programs coming off much different results. How does Providence Grove stay on schedule?
Well, this is an option level game for them. They play the offense through the option, so they have to stay on schedule, make sure they're getting those yards on the early downs, not get behind the chains. Blocking assignments are going to be huge for them as well. Staying on time, staying on schedule, that's the name of the game if you are Providence Grove. For the villains of Bishop McGuinness, it's all about ball security. Just make sure you hang on to the football, keep those drives alive. They're going to be limited tonight by going against an option attack, so you have to put the ball in the end zone, keep the ball in your possession. And assignment football, playing across the board, making sure you've got man-on-man against an option offense is paramount.
Let's touch on players to watch for Providence Grove. And it starts at the quarterback position. Brady Collins, who can do it all.
Yeah, Brady Collins is a true athlete in every sense of the word. A guy who plays linebacker as well for this team. True wild card and all-conference level player. Going to be exciting to see what he can do on both sides of the ball here tonight. And for really Bishop McGuinness, it goes almost down the same road as well, right? Isaac Ross is the guy that stirs the drink defensively. An athlete in the back end, one of their safeties, but is a true wild card. You'll see him in different spots of the field here tonight. Very valuable member of that defense.
Two electric athletes. This was a one-point game last year. Bishop McGuinness has never defeated Providence Grove. And we'll see how that plays out tonight. Jason Summey ready to receive. And here's Asael Guzman to boot it away. On the verge of conference play. McGuiness, the shutout last week. Providence Grove, disappointing, 5 turnovers a week ago. And now a new slate. Villains, Patriots underway. Short kick. That goes out of bounds, and great field position for Providence Grove.
Smart play by Andrew Thomas to let that football roll out of bounds on the kickoff, take the better field position, and give your offense a chance to work with a great spot to start the game.
First look at our lead referee, Gary Turner, tonight. Gary confirming with Patrick Jordan. It's early in the high school season for everyone involved tonight.
Yep.
Ball out to the 35 on the penalty. Wow, offsetting penalties.
Really?
And I believe
That's a re-kick?
Yeah, they'll do it again. Here's the Mountain Fried Chicken starting lineup. Winston-Salem's original fried chicken. So after this kick mark, we'll see Jackson Lawver operate the Providence Grove offense.
Yep, going to be interesting to see how he does at the quarterback spot for, again, an option offense. So important. The decision-making that comes from the quarterback spot when you're running the option is paramount for moving the football, reading the defense, and getting it to the right guy. Pick up those yards.
Never seen an offsetting penalty on a ball out of bounds before.
I don't think I've ever seen it at any level.
So Asael Guzman will try it again.
Hey, you watch enough football, you find out something new every single week.
And not a second has ticked off the clock.
No.
The Villain students are ready to go. Guzman for the second time tonight gets us underway. That time much better, and Guzman to the end zone. Now our first look at Providence Grove.
You don't have to worry about it going out of bounds if it just lands in the end zone, right? Automatically, once that ball goes into the end zone or the receiving team catches it in the end zone at any spot, it's a touchback. Again, Providence Grove, the offense they run, it's going to be hard to stop. You've got to play assignment football. So you're manned up with one guy across the line from you. Stay on him, stay disciplined if you are Bishop McGuinness. You cannot play hero ball here tonight defensively.
Quarterback tandem, Jackson Lawver, Brady Collins. One's the fullback and the backup QB. Lawver, the longtime receiver, replacing James Ellis. First drive for Providence Grove. And that's going nowhere. Jacob Flincham, and a loose ball on the ground. Ruled down, gain of just 1. Here's the Mountain Fried Chicken starting lineup defensively. Big pieces on this D-line, including Rich Taylor and Hutchins up the middle.
And they're so paramount to what this defense does. Getting that pressure up front so you allow your defensive backs. Already talked about Ross. Patrick Graves, another one to keep your eye on here tonight.
Linebacker tandem, 100 tackles a year ago. Now 2nd and 9. Trickeration. Here's the sweep. Rhine Big hole to the 29, a yard short. That's the style of offense Providence needs tonight.
Absolutely. It's got to be some deception. That's the nice thing about an option offense is there's so much eye candy, as coaches will put it, that you've got to watch so many things that are going on all at once. The end around this time catches this Bishop McGuinness defense off guard. Not ready for it. Nice pickup on second down. Gives them a third and short.
Only one returning starter, Sam Roth, on this offensive line. Dave told us pregame, brand new offense installed in August. And it's option-based. Here's 3rd and 1. Up the middle. That's Collins. And he's out to the 34. That be-back Georgia Tech-style offense, hard to stop tonight.
Especially in these short yardage situations as well. When you get to those second, 3rd and 1s, and a little maybe further than that, out to 3 yards, it's a hard offense to stop. You see right there, it's just a quick handoff. Collins takes it up the middle. And his offensive line does a great job getting pushed up front and giving him room to work with.
Offensive coordinator and head coach Mark Heilig noted, work every second of the clock.
Yep.
They want this to be a slow possession game. Fresh set of downs. Here's the toss. Flincham off a tackle, gains 2 and a late flag. That was a slow developing play.
Sure was. And usually that flag thrown in the area of a hold. When you have those slow developing pitch plays, you can get into a little bit of trouble.
Here's Gary Turner with the call. So Mark Heilig takes the job 5 weeks ago. David Hayes steps down. Mark, 11 years on staff between assistant, OC, doing a nice job in the first 2 weeks.
Well, if there's going to be a guy that takes over that spot, Mark Heilig has been a wonderful addition to that head coaching position. All that experience, you bring in a guy who has been around the program as well. It's 2 for 1.
And his wife, Amy, a retired teacher, makes the best barbecue sandwiches in town. She's been cooking for the staff on the weekends.
I was going to question, if you had tried it and I hadn't, that would be something to talk about off air.
Following the penalty, 1st and 20. Lawver moving, pressure coming, sack there. Big defensive play for McGuinness. Heath Ropko the sack.
And another slow developing play offensively. Providence Grove, you got to get that football out of there. That pressure is going to be coming from the backside. Great job reading the situation, not giving up. And Lawver just cannot get that ball out fast enough, brought down for the sack.
Ropko, 7 sacks a year ago. He's the senior captain on defense. Plays the javelin position.
And you can see he's a weapon off the edge. Kid that really reads defenses well and has a high motor. You see it right there with the pursuit on the backside to bring down.
2nd and 22 for an option offense. Lawver moving. Lefty pressured. That's tipped. Intended for Flincham. Good coverage by Caden Long, the linebacker.
Offensively, as an option offense, again, you want to stay on time, on schedule. So that means get your yards on the first 2 downs. So you set yourself up, if you get to 3rd down, with a short and manageable situation. Down in 22 is not where you want to be. Putting this football in the air, not the ideal situation for this offense.
Last week, 14 passes. Providence Grove's a run-based team. Now they face 3rd and 22.
And you got to understand, 14 passes for them is comparable to something like 50 to 60 for any other team. So they do not put the ball in the air very often, as long as they don't have to.
Third and 22 coming up. Lawver, the former wide receiver turned quarterback this summer. 4-man pressure and a whistle. So a delay a game, it's one thing to work the clock, but it was an incomplete pass. The clock wasn't moving.
Right. And to have a delay game following that up is almost inexcusable, really, because you've got the time to get back into your huddle, get the play call out there, and then get lined up. And now a bad situation for this offense gets worse. 27 yards now to pick up that 1st down.
What's the magic play? 3rd and 27. Lawver with time. Out of the pocket. Intercepted. Patrick Graves. Pick 6, looking for it. Knocked down to the 4.
What a read by Patrick Graves. Jumps that football, reads the eyes of Lawver the entire way. Good job by Lawver to step up in the pocket, feeling the pressure, but bad throw down the field. Graves' eyes on the quarterback, finds the football, snares it. And now a goal-to-go situation for this Bishop McGuinness offense on their first drive of the game.
We do have a flag after this pick. The block in the back moves that back a while, out to the 24.
But even that, absolutely fantastic field position for Bishop McGuinness. First drive of the game, you're in way into plus territory, just outside of the red zone.
Here's senior quarterback Alex Waterfield, 15 of 18 a week ago for 200 yards, Mark.
Can sling it a little bit, good manager of the game.
First play from scrimmage. Quarterback keeper, and he goes down. Good pursuit, D-line. Tucker Layton the sack.
Layton wasn't fooled. He read that one really well coming off the edge. Follows him the whole way down. Waterfield had nowhere to go.
Here's the Mountain Fried Chicken starting lineup on defense. Brady Collins, the captain at linebacker, and Andrew Thomas, a veteran, the secondary.
Two of them are going to be key here tonight. Brady clogging those holes up front, and Thomas has to be there for passes.
Now movement before the snap and a false start for Henry Kyle. Despite the 40-0 win, it was penalties that bothered Mark Holcomb this week. And here's the Mountain Fried Chicken starting lineup for Bishop McGuinness.
See Waterfield, we've already seen him. Rupko has already made his presence felt with a sack defensively, starting running back too. And Patrick Graves, your interceptor on the last drive, is their starting wide receiver.
2nd and 15. Waterfield, short throw, incomplete. That's a forward pass intended for Aiden Martin.
I'm not sure that that was going forward as much as it was completely lateral on the field. Tough look, tough call in real time by the officials, so you have to make that call one way or another. Maybe just forward, maybe half a yard.
Poor execution. 3rd and 16. Martin moving. Waterfield, middle, incomplete. Kyle the drop. Big hit. Malachi Combo, the senior safety.
Combo's there, and you know he's going to be there. If you go across the middle, you've got to make that catch. Kyle's right there, but he knows that hit is coming. You've got to hold on to that football. Give yourself a chance. Great play by Combo. Right place, right time, great hit.
Sets up 4th down. No kicking unit. Waterfield must get to the 15. Pressure. Waterfield scrambles. Waterfield fires to Martin. And he is right at the first. Did Martin get there?
Well, they've got the ball marked at almost like the 15.
Telling me short by about 2/3 of a yard.
And he's awful close. But he's marked right at the 15. That would leave him just shy.
Sure.
Ruled short and a 4th down stop.
Wow. Well, give credit to the defense of Providence Grove. Standing up, you've got your back against the wall, and you get out of that one without allowing any points. If you are Bishop McGuinness, though, penalties. Absolutely killed that drive from the onset.
Following the pick, 2nd drive for Jackson Lawver. Lawver feeds Collins. Not much room there on 1st down. Mark averaging less than 2 yards a rush, Providence Grove tonight.
And it's not going to be a offense that you're going to see tons of bursts for play-wise, right? It's slow, it's methodical. This is your granddad's kind of offense back in the day, just running the football, pounding it. This is where that term 3 yards in a cloud of dust comes from. It's an offense predicated on running the football, slowing down the pace of the game and playing it at their tempo.
Mark Heilig said must play ahead on 1st down, win the 1st down yardage. Here's a 2nd and 8. Options, here's Flincham on the end around. Flincham the hole. 1st down Flincham. Out past the 35.
They run that play, the end around twice now. The first time was to the left side, now back to the right, headed towards that Providence Grove sideline. Flincham takes the handoff. He had daylight to work with and a couple blockers out in front as well. Well executed up front by Providence Grove to get that football out on the edge.
Flincham, 13 carries last week. This is his largest rush of the season after the Crescent Ford first down. Ride the game in style with the new F-150 from Crescent Ford.
You can see the Bishop McGuinness defense pinching down, trying to play inside. They've got to hold that contain on the outside along the edge.
Fresh set of downs. Pass. Nice catch. That's Andrew Thomas. No, ruled incomplete. Out of his hands.
Just a little low. Again, we talked about the offense not being. It had to have come out on the back end.
Wow, how did he not catch that ball?
It had to have come out on the back end of that play. Because that looked good to us up here in the booth. It looked good on the replay.
Nice throw from Jackson Lauber, the former slot receiver who led the team in catches last year.
And really, you almost want to throw that ball a little lower, put it where only your receiver can go get it.
2nd and 10. Lauber draws movement and a 5-yard penalty. That time, Ridge Taylor offside. It's a mental game when you play Providence Grove offensively.
And I think right now, at least from the mental aspect of the game, you can tell which team is locked in at the moment. It's Providence Grove. Right now, too many penalties for the Villains.
Another misdirection. Ryan gets outside, and he has the first to the 44. It's been the end-arounds filling the offense tonight.
Providence Grove is daring Bishop McGuinness right now to contain them on the outside. That's how you beat that inside pressure. Keep working those edges, get them outside, force them to commit. That's going to open up everything in the middle of the field for Providence Grove as the game goes on, if they continue to have success along the edge.
That's top receiver Jackson Ryan. He replaces all-conference standout Eli Lohr, 20 catches a year ago after the Crescent Ford first down. Lauber, fresh set of downs. The toss. Flincham gets outside. Dragged down. Nice tackle by this secondary. And from where we go down to Dave Gorn.
Yeah, guys, Heath Ropko, number 24 for Bishop, playing linebacker tonight. He goes both ways. In middle school, as a 7th grader, he had 21 tackles in a game. That stat courtesy of my buddy John Dell at the Winston-Salem Journal, who was his coach in middle school.
All the connections here in the local triad. Thanks, Dave. No gain on first down. Little sneak direction. Ryan gets 3. Good eye discipline, Isaac Ross, the tackle.
I'll be honest with you, they lost me on that one as well. And that's what you want to have. You got to have that deception, all that movement, all the shifting right there, the late handoff. It's a lot to look at, and that's the challenge defensively, is you got to be able to track that ball. You're not looking at the ball carriers, you're looking at the ball. If you can find where it's at, lead yourself into those plays defensively.
9 rushes, 40 yards for Providence Grove. Neither team moving the ball well in this first quarter. 3rd and 7. Drops back, screen, it's Ryan. Nowhere to go. Great coverage, Bishop McGuinness. That's J.R. Saunders on the stop.
Saunders came down, hit like a heat-seeking missile. As soon as the screen was set up, he saw the back leak out, comes straight downfield. Watching your screen right here. You got your back leak out, and Saunders is right there. Beats a block, no less, gets downfield. What a play on the edge that time to bring down Ryan.
The screenplay was added just this week to the Providence Grove offense. First time we've seen it all year. Now the punting unit, Carson Jones. Flag on the play. Returnable here. Martin spun down, escapes. Martin backwards. Martin moving inside the 10, and a penalty.
Interested to see where that penalty goes. The Bishop McGuinness offense is going onto the field, but it was thrown right as the ball was snapped.
Who's the flag on?
I think
Looks like it's on
Providence
Providence Grove, correct?
Right.
Mark Holcomb explains. And we'll take the timeout. A scoreless first quarter. A battle for yards any way possible. Scoreless here in Kernersville. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Caring Hands. Caring Hands Home Health. We understand the happiness of your loved ones is important to their wellness. Low-scoring first quarter, a rematch of last year's barn burner. Providence Grove, the 1-point win. Tonight, Mark, it's hard to get a first down in this matchup. What's been the defensive difference?
Well, it's been tough sledding both sides, really. Defensively, Bishop McGuinness has controlled that option offense for the most part. And this is only the second time now that we've seen Bishop McGuinness offensively in this game. So they've got to find a way to put a drive together here, get some points on the board, and put the pressure on that Providence Grove sideline.
Waterfield on first down. Feeds Ropko. Hard-earned yards. He gets half on first down. That's a powerful tailback.
Sure was. Just straight up the middle, get some room up front with your offensive line and power through, keep those legs churning, get some good yards on first down.
Ropko, 5 yards a carry a year ago, 4 touchdowns. Second tailback, Miller Aho, out for the year with a knee injury, so it's Ropko's role now.
And Aho was a guy last year when we were here that kind of caught our eye a little bit. Very skilled, so Ropko's got the bulk of the carries.
Waterfield play action. He's right at the sticks. The dual threat ability of Waterfield could be a big difference tonight.
It does play a huge difference because just like the defense of Bishop McGuinness has to play against an option with all the different looks they'll see, Providence Grove is going to see the same thing when you've got the read options going. But now it sets them up with a 3rd and short because of the 2 successful plays.
Waterfield on 3rd down. McGuinness, 40 points in the first half last week. Huge win over North Stokes. 3rd down, Ropko wrapped up and dropped. Pressure from Jason Locke, 3rd down stop.
Defense was lined up all around the line of scrimmage. You knew pressure was coming. They were giving you that look. A couple backers moving all around, causing some confusion. The offensive line cannot get it right up front, and Ropko was dropped.
This stunting defensive line causing problems for Bishop.
And it's hard to get a beat on them when they've got guys moving around and then all of a sudden the ball snapped and they're going all which different ways. It's hard to track that as an offensive line, but you've got to be disciplined, stay within your gaps.
Isaac Ross to punt. Andrew Thomas ready to go. Ross, good kick. And some late action after the punt leads to a timeout. A flag on the play. Hold on, we do have a flag. One of many tonight in the first quarter.
Yep. I think it's safe to say we have not had the cleanest first quarter.
It's Gary Turner time.
Yeah. Love Gary.
He's got the biceps of TV, Teddy, which will back up 10 more yards. And now we'll take the timeout. Bishop McGuinness punting it away. Providence Grove gets the football when we come back. A slow-moving, scoreless first quarter. We guarantee it'll get faster when we come back. Plenty more here in Kernersville after this timeout. Now that's my kind of theme music. Final minute of this first quarter. Bishop McGuinness faithful. They want something to cheer about. Scoreless first frame. Mark, how do these offenses find their rhythm?
Listen to this music would be a good start to that. No, really, it's about finding some rhythm, and that's as simple as it is. You got to find rhythm. That's play calling, executing. That's what has been missing right now. Bishop McGuinness, too many penalties. Providence Grove just not able to get those early down yards.
39 yards rushing for Providence Grove. Mark Holcomb's club, nearly negative yardage in the first quarter. There's the head coach in year 2, longtime Oak Grove head coach. Now this triple option offense to work. Knocked up in the backfield and nowhere to go. Flincham dragged down. Great pursuit from this D-line.
Here's the good news. The offensive line got great push. Here's the bad news. They missed a couple of guys along the way. Just got bumped. And 2 villains just right back there to bring the ball carrier down, nowhere to go.
The tandem of Long and Ropko on the sack. We noted the linebacker positions, sword, javelin, and whip. It's a new age here at linebacker.
It sure is. A little harder to track for us up here in the booth. Got to get some clarification, but
you throw in dart and mallet. We got the Olympic Games here in Paris coming to Kernersville.
Exactly.
Second and long. More pressure. Lawver moving. Lawver dragged down. It's the dart backer on the sack, Cade Long.
And if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be Ropko. Again, that pressure finding its way into the backfield. Not fooled by the rush. Offensive line is not doing a very good job right now of protecting Lawver or really any of these ball carriers.
The gold medal of the first quarter goes to defense. Long the sack. We'll step aside. Second quarter of our Carolina Classic Fair Friday Night Rivals game of the week comes up next. Scoreless game here at Bishop. That's tonight's winning row. Everyone in the winning row gets free tickets to the Carolina Classic Fair, and the students at Bishop McGuinness are fired up here on third down. It's a short pass. Jackson Ryan wrapped up. This defense, Mark, is howling over the field.
Well, you knew it was going to be a shorter pass down the field. Offense is not predicated on throwing the football, so they just want to get the football out, get some yards. And this time, that Villains defense swarming to the football makes the quick stop on third and very long.
Third punt of the night. This may be a race to 6 in the first half.
It might be. A race to 6 or potentially even a race to 3.
Carson Jones, who's a top-rated punter, the Chris Long Punting Academy here in North Carolina. He has college offers. And McGuinness back at the 50, ready to return, but a flag. You know what? There's not a flag. We're okay.
Sorry, guys. Just fell out of my pocket.
There were 7 first-quarter penalties. Let's try the punt again. Jones, a 4-star kicker. Low snap. Jones gets it off. Martin lets it bounce, and what a snag. Martin a block. 2 flags. And Dave, following the penalty, what do you got for us?
Yeah, for those people who are watching it and don't know anything about school size, these are 2 are very small teams. Even though Providence Grove plays 2A football, they only have 23 varsity players. Most of their players play both offense and defense. Bishop McGuinness has 37 on their varsity. A little more to work with, but still have a lot of guys who go both ways. And if you don't think these guys are tired and sleep well after this game, you don't know what you're watching.
Thanks, Dave. And think about the longest win streak in the state, Mount Airy, 32 straight wins. That's a program 2-time state champs at 1A football.
A lot of guys platoon at that level as well, but they run everything effectively and efficiently. That's where both these teams, realistically, you want to get to that level of excellence. And it starts with having guys that are in shape enough to go both ways and play both positions effectively.
Bishop McGuinness, a second-round playoff berth last season. Here's Alex Waterfield, first down play action. Short catch. That's Patrick Graves in a gain of 8.
A little rough on the play action. Don't know that was really much of one. Running back just kind of stayed in place looking for a block. That's fine. Still worked effectively on the quick slant, and Graves is the receptionist there. Nice pass. Nice catch.
Twin brothers Patrick and Nick Graves fueling this offense. Second down, play action. The other Graves reception. Martin has it. Past midfield, first down.
That's a little more like it. Some RPO right there. Fake it to the back. You notice the receiver has inside position down low. Hit him on the slant. Nice pitch, nice catch again. And finally, we see some rhythm out of this Bishop McGuinness offense.
1 yard passing in the first quarter. Much better here in the second. Waterfield, quick screen, Graves. Hard collision. Graves gets 4 on first down. Big hit, Holden Swift, the linebacker.
It's impressive, though, when you look at the stature of Graves. For a guy who's playing at a lower level within the North Carolina ranks, 6'2", 180 at wide receiver is certainly going to garner you some attention from the next level.
Bishop McGuinness, 5 of the top receivers back from a year ago. Waterfield threw just over 2,000 yards.
And that's where you build chemistry as a passing unit, knowing where your receivers are going to be and your receivers knowing where your quarterback's going to go.
Second and 5. Quarterback keeps. Waterfield, big hit. And he's at the sticks. Nice run for the quarterback.
Nice fake. Beautiful fake. That is textbook running the RPO there, or not the RPO, but a read option. Waterfield senses the defense, crash down to his running backs, sees them go down and pulls the ball out. That is beautiful, and then has enough wheels to get up a nice gain. Give yourself a wonderful opportunity here on third and very short.
900 yards rushing last year for Waterfield. He's making it happen. They rule a first down. Late ruling from the officials.
It's the rhythm we've been looking from this offense tonight.
Waterfield, handoff, nice tackle. Piled back, 5 defenders on the stop, including Brody Collins.
Not a easy task there. Trying to bring down Isaac Ross. Close to the line of scrimmage, one-on-one. You've got to make that play. Excellent job. Also fighting off a tackle by Brady Collins. That is an excellent play from the linebacker spot.
Backup quarterback, starting middle linebacker. That's a high school dream.
At an all-conference level as well. How many quarterbacks do you have platooning like that?
Two-time all-conference linebacker in the Pac-7 conference. Unlike the Pac-2.
Pac-2, still alive.
2nd and 10. Waterfield short, nearly picked and caught. Good snag for Kyle, otherwise a pick 6.
That's a timing route right there, and Waterfield may have gotten away with one. Sat right underneath. Holden Swift had a beat on it, just could not get his hand out there quite far enough. But man, oh man.
Not so swift in the blank space for the reception.
Wow. Wow to the play, wow to the catch, and wow to that comment.
Sets up 3rd and short. Waterfield rolls out. Throws it deep. Waterfield finds Martin. Touchdown. "33-yard dime to kickstart Bishop McGuinness."
How about that one? Rolling out on the move and just lays one up over the top. That was a beauty of a throw down the field. And on this drive, pass, 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 pass.
Hold on. A flag. Roughing the passer so the touchdown stands. And what a throw by Waterfield.
What a throw, what a drive. From the quarterback spot, a couple nice runs, beautiful passing. Gonna make it rain. Gonna make these umbrellas come out here. The defense needs them.
1 yard passing in the first quarter. It was all passing here on this drive.
A drive where rhythm was found by this offense, much needed. Kept the defense off balance, able to get yards, and huge touchdown on the back end.
Going for 2. Waterfield keeper, corner, give him 2 more. Alex Waterfield doing it all on that drive, Mark.
Give the football to your quarterback and let him do what he does, and that is make plays. Waterfield guiding his team down the field, finishes it off with a dime over the top. On the run of the 2-pointer, Bishop McGuinness draws first blood here in Cartersville.
Yes, but they were doing that.
Sorry, quick question, guys. Is there an audio level for that PA? Yeah, I can turn it down just a little bit for him. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Caring Hands. At Caring Hands Home Health, we do our best to make your loved ones feel like they're being taken care of. Alex Waterfield taking care of that drive, 7 plays, 65 yards.
Got into the carrying hands of Aiden Martin down the field as well. Again, just a beautiful throw, a beautiful drive. And great signs if you're Mark Holcomb and that Bishop McGuinness sideline of what your offense can do. Nice mix of run and pass. And you finish it off with the electric 32-yarder on the end.
That's the arm we heard about all week from Bishop McGuinness.
Yeah.
Waterfield has a cannon. Perfect throw.
And something that we saw a little bit of last year. You saw the flashes, but him trying to settle in. We expected growth from this Villains team. That drive is probably the best we've seen them look.
Kick from the 45-yard line. easily into the end zone following the penalty. What's the solution here for Jackson Lawver in this Providence offense?
Well, we've seen them have some success around the edges, and right now this defense is concentrating their focus towards the middle of the field. So if you continue to work those edges, you have to dare this defense to cover that aspect, those parts of the field, and open up the middle. That's the only way you're going to get this option offense to work, is if you're able to work the middle of the field effectively.
Providence Grove, 16 plays, only 26 yards. After scoring 30 in week 1, then 2 touchdowns last week, but 5 turnovers.
Right. They haven't turned the football over yet, but the ineffective drives are going to come back and haunt them here. It's an offense that does not move fast. You don't have those big splash plays like we saw from Bishop McGuinness on the last drive. It's slow, it's methodical, they work the ball.
Lawver on 1st and 10. Goes inside, Flincham. Juke! Flincham near the 30. Nice gain on 1st down.
May have heard me talking. That was a nice move in the backfield by Flincham. Made him flinch.
Stay tuned for the U.S. Army halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete interviews with the coaches, principals, maybe a juke in there too. U.S. Army, be all that you can be.
But that play right there helps them out a little bit, just getting up. Now you're ahead of the sticks, 2nd and short. You open up the playbook a little bit more so you could do something here, maybe take a shot somewhere down the field.
Again inside, great pursuit, long the tackle. No room for the backup tailback, Holden Smith.
Defense read it perfectly. Great play call defensively. There's no one there. Robco in the middle, long. The two of them have been in the backfield tonight. Anytime you've seen pressure, it has been either 12 or 24. They have been making a living back there in these last few drives.
7 tackles for loss. This defensive line's earning this win.
And you got to think, for an option offense, even for those quick up-back handoffs, right, where you're just turning and handing the football off, 7 tackles for loss is a ton against this offense.
3rd and 2. Lawver runs, incomplete. Looking for Thomas, great coverage by Graves.
Just right on his back. It was 3 versus 3 that time. Graves comes out the victor. The long arms right there, the big body presence hanging over the back. Gets there as soon as the football gets to the receiver, and Thomas knocks it away. Textbook coverage.
Sets up the punting unit. 4th punt for Providence Grove.
And in a situation now where Bishop McGuinness has some momentum on their side, getting the football back, they put another touchdown drive together here. It's dangerous territory.
Good boot. Martin, late fair catch at the 36. We'll step aside for a moment, wrap up this first half. When we come back, Bishop McGuinness up a touchdown here in Kernersville. Busy night of high school football here in the Triad. It's a 1A matchup tonight. Bishop McGuinness, Providence Grove from Climax, North Carolina. Last year's game, a 1-score battle, same tonight. But Mark, it's been the defense telling the story.
It's been the defense, and a precarious position for this Providence Grove team right now. Bishop McGuinness puts together a touchdown drive on their last drive out. Now they get the football back after another defensive stop.
Alex Waterfield in year 2 Coach Mark Holcomb said his understanding of the offense is next level. Beautiful 30-yard touchdown, his last throw. First down, keeper. Waterfield moving. Breaks one to midfield. Gain of 15.
When you get a full offseason and to work with these kids, as Mark Holcomb finally had to do this past offseason, it helps tons, and it pays dividends because you're able to really go into the nuances of what an offense is, what a defense is. And Alex Waterfield right now is feeling it. He's understanding the defense, he's reading it, and executing at a high level. Last drive and now the very beginning of this drive, he looks like a different player from what we saw last year.
Jackson Summey on the stop. From midfield, Ropko, and a flag. That might be coming back. Good pressure by Bobby Gibson, the D lineman.
Like Andrew Hudgens had some issues at the point of attack there, the center.
That's 5 penalties for Bishop, 5 penalties Providence Grove. How do you clean that up tonight if you're both these teams?
It's just executing. And that's really what it comes down to in these early weeks of the season where you're not getting to your spots where you're supposed to, specifically talking about the offensive line with the holding call. If you're not getting to the spot you're supposed to be in and you're behind that defender, you got to try to do something.
Waterfield out of the pocket. Waterfield picked off. Combo the other way. Change of field position for Providence Grove.
What a sight to behold defensively if you're Providence Grove. Finally, all that time in the world where Alex Waterfield sets up outside of that tackle box and delivers a strong throw down the field, but Malachi Combo is reading it the entire way, steps right in front.
He wants the double-double protein style with the pick and fries on top.
Oh, look at him. He's going to get it if he keeps playing like that. Made a nice play on the first couple of drives of the game with a hit that stopped a third down conversion for Bishop McGuinness. Now a huge interception in plus territory.
From the 37, Smith gains 3. That's a comfortable first down if you're Providence. Collins on the run.
On time, on schedule. Even a short run like that keeps this offense in a position where their playbook is still open. They still have options to work with. Give themselves a chance here on third down or potentially pick up the first down.
Under 5 minutes in this first half. Lawver draws movement and encroachment. That's Caden Long. And the snap count has worked quite well for Providence.
There's been about 2 to 3 offsides calls tonight already. This defense not able to hold its water, and you're giving up those free yards to this offense. You've been helping them out with these calls and allowing them to keep drives alive.
Back to Collins. Muscling, turning like Toby Gerhardt at Stanford. He gets 6 out of nothing. What a hard-earned run.
It was very Toby Gerhardt-esque, right? Keeps those legs churning, even running backwards, pulling the defense with him. What a hard-earned first down that time by Brady Collins.
Longest rush of the night on the Riddle Tractor first down. And Providence needs more of that offensively, Mark.
They sure do. And getting those hard-earned runs, it's not always about opening up a massive hole and giving your running backs all that running room. If you can give them something to work with and they just continue to push and push and push and push that defense back, that is the key to success with this offense.
1st and 10. Here's Collins again, powering forward for 2 more.
You see right there, Collins put his head down. Running behind your shoulder pads, getting those tough yards. That's what you need to do. You can't run light on your feet in an offense that's quick hitting like this. It's going to be constantly running the football. Brady Collins is a big kid. Use that size. Use that to your advantage. Run behind your shoulder pads and get those tough yards.
Now up to 48 yards rushing after just 10 yards in the first quarter. Throws, pump fake. Lawver scrambles. Taylor misses. Lawver out of bounds. Back to the line of scrimmage. Good pressure by Ridge Taylor.
Not very often do you see a one-handed pump fake in high school. Lawver was ready to load that one up and take a shot down the field. Thought better of it. Pulls it back down somehow. Evades the pressure and gets outside. It only got maybe a yard. Actually, it may have lost a yard, but that's still a heck of a play all around by Lawver.
The former wide receiver using those great hands. Aaron Rodgers, the one-hand pump fakes with the New York Jets, begin their season this Monday against the 49ers.
You're a Niners fan. You excited?
With Christian McCaffrey, everything's great.
Best fantasy running back.
Lawver on third down. Lefty screen. Tough angle. Thomas the block. Bangs through one. Thomas inside the 10 moving. And a whistle on the first down. Huge conversion mark.
That defense sold out to stop that one. They had everybody coming on the blitz that time. Great patience by Lawver. Thomas finds the middle of the field. Great pass. Go up and get it. And then a convoy in front of him. Just all around well executed by the Patriots.
Longest play from scrimmage tonight. That's 15 on the Riddle Tractor first down.
And think, couple penalties on this drive by this Bishop McGuinness defense gives them more or better field position, moves the ball further down the field.
And a timeout, Bishop McGuinness. So Providence Grove Mark finding their sea legs on the Cook Reynolds red zone. Stay tuned for the U.S. Army halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes, interviews with the coaches, principals, pretzels, and more. U.S. Army, be all that you can be.
Oh, the pretzels.
They taste great. How about the offense, though, on this drive following the pick, Mark?
It's been great. You get that ball in plus field position. Your defense does its job, gets a turnover, gets you great field position. You've got to capitalize on that. Right now, between their execution and taking advantage of penalties from Bishop McGuinness, they're putting it together. And this, just like we saw from Bishop McGuinness on their touchdown drive, this is the best that we have seen the Patriots look all night.
50 yards rushing. And now positive passing yards. It's been Lawver making things happen in the pocket.
The last two plays, again, talk about the throw down the field that he just somehow pulled back with his left hand alone. Goes out of bounds. You avoid making a risky mistake down the field, putting the ball in harm's way. Very next play, you set up a screen exactly as you draw it up. Great pass, great catch, great blocking, everything executed to perfection. It's what you want offensively. Now you're in the red zone. So this is the next challenge of the drive. How do you finish then at this point against a defense that's going to continue to bring pressure and be in your face?
Mark Holcomb noted his week for Bishop. His team needs to adapt and adjust. 70-yard touchdown drive early, and now defensively need to stop.
This is exactly what that statement is. Adapt and adjust. Adapt. You're in plus territory. Your back's against the wall. Adjust. How are you going to stop it? This drive so far, they've had no solution for this offense.
First and goal. Lawver, keeper, toss. Flincham spun down to the 5. Good pursuit.
Kind of wild. Late in the second quarter, we've seen our first triple option look with a pitch from this Providence Grove offense, but a good read that time. Lawver takes the defense, draws him in, and makes the late pitch.
That's Luke Mallett on the stop. Sorry, Luke Holton playing the Mallett position.
I feel like Luke Mallett would have been a great linebacker name. Tremendous.
Keekly Holton. Second and goal. Lawver, pressured, throws. Rhine dives, short. 3rd and inches.
I'm telling you, Lawver's putting on a bit of a showcase here on this drive, right? The decision-making has been there these last couple plays. Defense goes right down to him. You see your man outside the stretch. So close that time by Ryan, but great play again from Jackson Lawver.
We have an injured Bishop McGuinness defender. What's the game plan here on 3rd and short if you're Providence?
I'm giving it to Brady Collins. That big body right in the middle of that field. Get some push up front against with that offensive line. Just some push. Brady Collins, that big body, talked about it earlier in the drive, how he runs hard, keeps those legs churning, and runs behind his shoulder pads. Allow him to take that football and get you into the end zone and deliver your first points of the night.
No running back in the state, more touchdowns than Jalen Moore of High Point Christian, 7 scores. Collins has 4. He is a red zone threat.
Again, those short yardage situations where you can get it to a guy who has such a big frame at the high school level, fantastic advantage at the point of attack. There are some calls where you look at it and you try not to overcoach. This feels like one of those.
Looks like a cramp has become a factor. I want to thank the athletic training staff tonight.
Noted that while it has felt good for most of this week, from a temperature standpoint, still at the beginning of September, still a little sticky out there. Weather-wise, the humidity's still here.
The Gatorade's still pumping.
Yep. Got to get some of the chews on the sideline.
Could be his one shining moment. That's a lot of TV time for a cramp.
Oh, man.
A little icy hot, and you're good to go.
Yep. Find a way to make it happen.
Have we mentioned there's a U.S. Army halftime report, Mark?
I do believe you have.
Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes, interviews with the coaches, principals, and more. The U.S. Army, be all that you can be.
Let them know again.
Okay, good news. Back from the cramp. Cade Long's okay.
Yep.
He's out for one play at least.
Huge play, though. On top of that, guy that we've mentioned several times already this evening, his presence being in the backfield, he's made a name for himself back there tonight. And on a massive 3rd and goal here at the end of the first half, him not being in the game is huge.
Eighth play of the drive, 3rd and goal. Laver feeds it, Collins, touchdown. Jackson Ryan in there. Oxner and Permar score, make the wrongs right.
Well, it wasn't exactly like we drew up here in the booth, but you use Brady Collins that time as a lead blocker. Still not a bad idea with that big frame. Give it to Jackson Ryan straight up the middle. Don't overcoach. Make the easy play call. Touchdown, Providence Grove.
Extra point upcoming. Ryan, the long snapper, after scoring. And that kick's good. Great drive to punch it in after the interception. And now a 1-point difference.
Think about where these offenses were going into the second quarter. Dead in the water, defenses ruling the day. Then a touchdown drive by Bishop McGuinness, now a touchdown drive by Providence Grove.
That was a Houdini run.
It was.
Ryan just snuck out of nowhere.
I mean, the defense didn't have time to react. And again, down at the goal line, you have to have those quick hitting plays.
8 plays after the pick, 37 yards. And that's the answer Providence Grove needed. Because that offense was not moving the ball the first 2 quarters.
No, it wasn't. And again, credit the defense. Again, the hero of this first half. Even with these touchdown drives here in the second quarter by both offenses, it's been the defense on both sides of the football that have made a huge difference in this football game. Couple of picks in total throughout the game. Discipline, massive stops, sacks. If defense is what you love, this has been your game so far here in the first half.
And if Smash Mouth Leatherneck football is what you enjoy, we have a vintage throwback tonight.
Sure do.
Not just John Krasinski in the great movie of yesteryear. Football of the 1920s.
Football in the 1920s. How different it was.
But tonight, it's been a running ground and pound game. 90 combined rushing yards.
And this is what we expected out of Providence Grove. We knew that they were going to run the football. They run an option offense. It's the bread and butter of every option offense in existence. But there's been some good rushing on the other side by Bishop McGuinness as well.
Here's the kickoff for Carson Jones. Martin returns. Good blocking. Martin forced out at the 25. And now, with a minute and 35, what's the game plan for Bishop?
Well, you don't have terrible field position. You want to maybe be a little further up, but you've got to start taking to the air. You already know that you've got receivers that can get behind this defense to this point. Start to see if you can stretch the field a little bit. Take some shots. You've still got 2 timeouts in your back pocket if you're Mark Holcomb in this offense. Be smart, manage the clock, and take your shots where you find them.
Waterfield rolls right. Martin the catch. First down, gain of 12.
Martin was a recipient on a long touchdown catch. Now starts this drive with a nice route to a corner on the outside. Again, rolling the pocket out. Waterfield, good throw on the run over a defender as well.
Hit hard by Andrew Thomas, the senior linebacker. Clock moving after the Riddle tractor first down. Waterfield, Martin again. Gain of 9. That's a great connection, Martin.
I'll tell you what, right now, Alex Waterfield is on fire. And he looks completely different from the last time we saw him. His understanding, you can very much tell, is there of this offense, but his execution, he's putting those footballs right where they need to be. Not too far out, and that's hard when you're going that way to put it back on your receiver.
Waterfield 8 of 11, 3 straight completions following the pick. Martin got out of bounds, so the clock stops. 2nd and 1. Martin on the move. Waterfield joins him. Throws deep through the hands of Martin. That time a bit too hard.
A little too much mustard on that one. You're throwing on the run, you've got a little less control as opposed to sitting back there and planting your feet. Still a good throw, but not the best one down the field. A little too tall for Aiden Martin streaking down that Providence Grove sideline.
Martin a team high 5 catches tonight.
Very much tell he is the guy in this offense receiver-wise who they depend on to make plays. It's almost a wonder how you miss him defensively with the bright green cleats and gloves on as well.
Final minute, first half. Waterfield draws movement and a first down. 12 combined penalties tonight, Mark, but it's a false start. Whoa.
That defensive tackle never jumped off sides. He never went past the football.
Stay the neutral zone. So now it's 3rd and 7.
Did not cross the football. Man.
Waterfield, 3rd down. Quick route, Graves breaks a tackle. Graves short, good hit by Collins. Big decision, 3rd and 2, 4th and 2.
Well, you're basically daring an offense that, again, doesn't move the football down in stretches to come down the field, even with the 3 timeouts left towards midfield, potentially make a play.
That's an offensive lineman down for Bishop McGuinness. That's Dylan Little, the left tackle. He was part of the collision after the play. Little's back to his feet with a hurt arm.
Trying to get down the field, get a little banged up.
2 big injuries for Bishop in this first half.
Yeah. Tough to, again, see an offense that, not really even an offense, but a roster that, again, as Dave detailed earlier, doesn't have that many guys. So when you lose one, it makes a huge impact on how you execute.
Waterfield under center, 4th and short. Tyler Stiers, first-year OC, looks at the clock. Bishop going for it. 4th down. Waterfield runs. Collins chases, just short, first down. And now the clock stops.
Now you're watching Brady Collins scream down the line of scrimmage and try to get Alex Waterfield to the ground.
Timeout, Bishop McGuinness. And you're 30 yards out of field goal range here if you're Bishop.
Well, again, you're taking your time. That big frame of Alex Waterfield able to get down the field that time. I'm almost wondering if they called a timeout because his helmet came off right there at the end.
Save a play. Great call, Mark. Here's the helmet, but wait, I got to sit out a play.
And it may have been a 2-for-1, really, because you're calling a timeout there to conserve time, but his helmet does come off. So that's a 2-for-1. If they don't call the timeout there, he has to sit out for one play, and who knows what happens at that point without Alex Waterfield being on the field.
Then Grant Moya comes into the game.
Right.
Who played the whole second half last week. Dominant win over North Stokes for Bishop McGuinness. And the Cowboy Joe has joined the conversation.
Can you do it?
Not enough room in this press box, but yes.
I can't. I also probably can tell you I haven't taken enough time to learn how to do it.
A Cotton Eye Joe, how about that?
You got married a long time ago. Nice call, though, on 4th down. You got to execute there, pick up that 1st down, keep this drive alive. As we've seen the last couple of drives, put it in the hands of your quarterback, your best playmaker offensively in Alex Waterfield. Let him use that frame to lean forward. All you needed was a yard, and you got it.
So Waterfield stays out of the game. And here comes Grant Moya.
Interesting.
2 for 4, 50 yards last week. The backup QB. The junior. Moya's first snap. Ropko, reverse. Martin. Big block. There's a flag. And now if you're, oh, wait. Nearly a late hit out of bounds. And the flag with 9 seconds. You're going to run out of time if you're Bishop.
Yeah, there is not enough.
Time management not key if you're Bishop McGuinness.
No, just a long play that time. And you're banking on the defense being illy unprepared that time to defend an end around.
For the 13th time tonight, here's Gary Turner. And that block in the back backs it up at least 10 yards. So now you're out of range to throw the ball deep. Oh, the late hit neutralizes. Oh, what a mistake if you're Providence Grove.
Well, if I'm correct, the block in the back would be 10 yards. The late hit would be 15.
So we have to walk 10 back to go 15 forward?
Correct.
Couldn't we just go 5 forward? Nevertheless, here's the hit.
Trying to get steps in. That's all we're trying to do. You see right here, just right unnecessary.
Oh, yeah.
That time by Ryan. It wasn't much, but it was enough to pull that flag out of the official's pocket. It was just unnecessary the whole way around. Your Ryan just guide him out of bounds.
Final 8 seconds. Waterfield has a cannon. Time. Waterfield heaves. Knocked away. Great coverage. Andrew Thomas, 1 second left.
He's going to say 1 second now, but still had one timeout. You still could have taken a play that was a little shorter there, giving yourself a better chance on a Hail Mary here at the end of the first half. But great play by Andrew Thomas. Down the field, tracks the football in the air, knocks it away. In a clutch situation here at the end of half number 1.
One of 3 returning starters in the secondary. Great play. Last chance for Waterfield, who's 9 of 13. Waterfield has time. End zone chance. Incomplete. End of a low-scoring first half.
Both offenses able to find something there in the second quarter, put together touchdown drives. Gives us a 1-point game, and there's some sense of offense in this building, but still, throughout the first half, defense ruled the day.
Less than 200 combined yards. Providence Grove, though, great end of that first half.
They sure did. They clinched up, and that's, again, clutch situation. You score the touchdown, you give the football back to this Bishop McGuinness offense that can go down the field. Just a nice job playing defense, great pass defense as well.
Let's go down to Dave Gorin. Dave?
All right, thanks very much, guys. Mark Holcomb, I think this was kind of the game we expected, yes?
Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. We've made too many mistakes offensively. We feel like we've left some points out there, but we'll get that fixed in the second half.
One of the things I love about sports is that sometimes it's just the little things that make things work. Yeah. On that 2-point conversion, you got a heck of a block.
Yes, the guys did their job, and we just got the edge there a little bit. We overloaded them and got to the edge, and that right now, that's the difference in the game. So they've got an outstanding kicker. We want to try to kind of take him out a little bit, but, you know, we've got a long way to go.
Other than mistakes, anything in particular you want to clean up or tell the guys?
I just think we need to execute. We need to execute. We're doing a pretty good job, I think, of making them drive the football. We gave them a short field, so we got to make them drive the football and just execute on offense.
Appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Mark Holcomb, the head coach, Bishop McGuinness, they lead it here 8-7 over Providence Grove, and we'll be back with the U.S. Army halftime report right after this. Stay with us. Okay, how are you?
Good backdrop, Alec.
Throughout the 2024 Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Friday Night Rivals season, Tatum and Atkinson Law Firm will recognize an exceptional senior student athlete from each participating school with a plaque presentation prior to each game. This week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes are from Bishop McGuinness High School, Tyler Sturgill. Bishop McGuinness's Tyler Sturgill is on the men's cross-country team, captain of the men's soccer team, captain of the men's tennis team, and is the 1A men's cross-country state champion. He's on the National Honor Society, an AP Scholar, was a junior marshal and the STEM Club vice president. Tyler serves his community by volunteering at the local food bank, HOPE, for I Play Sports to help disabled youth to play sports. And from Providence Grove High School, Kaylin Curran. Providence Grove's Kaylin Curran is the captain of the cross-country team and is an all-conference in both cross-country and track and field. She's on the honor roll, was a junior marshal and the Beta Club president. Outside of school, Kaylin is a Girl Scout currently working towards her Gold Award by hosting a tutor center at Providence Grove. She is currently applying to colleges with hopes of attending UNC in the fall. Tyler, Kaylin, and other nominated students are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season. Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes of the Week, sponsored by Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a car wreck? Call the Heavy Hitters.
Welcome back. You're watching the U.S. Army halftime report. Be all that you can be. Joined now by Principal, first-year principal Claire Willis. Claire, welcome.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
So tell me, first year here, you just moved here.
Yeah.
First year, how is everything going so far?
I mean, I cannot say enough good things about the Bishop McGuinness community and, of course, the whole Triad area. It's just been phenomenal. Great weather. Moving from Louisiana, this is amazing. But also just a wonderful school community that I've been able to join.
So you got here when?
We just moved this summer, so we're a month or two in.
So it had to have been crazy for you putting your plan together and starting to execute it, yes?
Here at the school? Yeah, sure. So luckily Bishop has been, we've been around for some time, and we are doing things pretty well. So all my main goals are just making sure that we continue to do things with excellence, and then just turn up the heat in those areas where we can really, really crank it up a notch. So working on some things like making sure all of our students find a place where they feel like they are known, they feel like they can shine, making sure that we're being really intentional with all of our all of our activities, with all of our decisions, so that, again, students can be their best selves when they're here.
And what is it that you've found so far that makes this Bishop McGuinness community unique?
Yeah, so, we're a Catholic school, so our Catholic identity is a huge component. While not all of our students and not all of our faculty are Catholic, we are all doing things rooted in those gospel values, which means we're treating each other and the students with dignity. We're showing that we love and we care for them, and we're trying to make sure that they're the best versions of themselves when they leave here.
Appreciate your time. Absolutely. Welcome to the area, and best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you for being here.
All right, Claire Willis, the principal here at Bishop McGuinness High School. We'll have more coming up. Right now, we will step away. You're watching the U.S. Army Halftime Report.
So the greatest perk of being in the Army is being able to represent your country. Wherever you go, you're a model citizen on or off base. Welcome back to the U.S. Army Halftime Report. I'm Dave Corin, joined now by Lee Miller, who's an assistant principal at Providence Grove High School. Lee, great to see you tonight.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
Perfect night for football. I want to talk a little bit about your school, Providence Grove, and what makes it so special.
I mean, it's just naturally a special place. We've got great people. We've got great students, awesome staff, great community. And what's really cool about it is everybody just comes together. Everybody cares about each other. As a matter of fact, this place is so special that the McGuiness student section is dressed in red, white, and blue tonight for us. That's how special this place is.
Well, it was nice of them to do, wasn't it? What impact do you think youth football in the area is going to have on the Providence Grove team in future years?
So Providence Grove is about 17 years old, and we just brought the youth football program to the area, much needed. It's going to help build that camaraderie. As a matter of fact, we've already seen the younger kids wearing their Patriot jersey to school on Fridays. So kind of build that culture of being a Patriot all the way through elementary school. So we're really hoping to build that culture. Those kids get a chance to play together. Coach Heilig, our head coach, has spearheaded that and done an absolutely wonderful job with it.
Now, most schools are located in a town or a city. You guys are out in the middle of the county in Randolph County. How does that figure into community support?
So we are truly blessed with quite a bit of community support. We're 15, 20 minutes away from the town of Liberty, and I feel like the school and the town are doing a really good job of trying to collaborate. As a matter of fact, our homecoming parade is going to be in the town of Liberty this year. We're bringing that back. So really excited about that. But one of the reasons we have such a great community is that our parents are so invested in the students. They want them to have opportunities. They want them to have really the best of the best. So that's why we have such a great community. Our parents are amazing.
I can tell just by the way you talk that you're into it. Lee Miller, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, y'all.
All right, assistant principal at Providence Grove. Right now, it's the U.S. Army halftime report. We have to hear from the Army. Check out this chat with Company Commander Marcus Brown.
So the greatest perk of being in the Army is being able to represent your country. Wherever you go, you're a model citizen on or off base. Whether you're in a community or whether you're coaching, it's a lifelong bond that you gain by having on this uniform. So you can shape your community by being an Army reservist. You don't have to be active duty. You can also have your day job and also serve your country at the same time, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks out of the summer. The Army has changed my life in many different ways, taking me from a small town to seeing things like Alaska, Korea, and also being able to experience Texas for the first time. I would say take the leap of faith, because the Army will shape your life in many ways and will transform you from being who you are from your hometown to somebody extraordinary.
McGuinness High School in Kernersville with the U.S. Army halftime report. Time now to check in with the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services for this week's medical game plan.
It's important to be able to talk to someone who understands and can relate to you when you need help. The 988 crisis counselors provide specialized support to meet the needs of people from different cultures and backgrounds. There are Spanish-speaking crisis counselors who answer calls, texts, and chats. People who are deaf or hard of hearing can dial 711 and then 988 for help. LGBTQ+ trained counselors are available to support our LGBTQ+ youth and adults under 25. And counselors also have specific information and resources to support mental health in communities of color. If you're having trouble, you can call or text or chat 988 for free, 24/7, 365, for live support in both English and Spanish.
And I am joined now by Lily Craig, Branding and Events Manager with the Carolina Classic Fair. Hello, Lily.
Hello, Dave. I'm glad to be here this week.
Good to see you again. What are we watching again here?
Today we have Nikki and Ward doing the 10 on their head.
This yet?
I have not. I probably should, though, because it looks pretty difficult. But Nikki fair.
You know, it seems like they all always start well. Let's talk about the fair and what we can expect.
So we are really ramping up. We're a month away now. It's hard to believe, but we are in the midst of fair prep, and we are excited over at the fairgrounds.
Awesome. And why is it important for you guys to be involved here with high school football on Friday Night Rivals?
I think it's just really cool to get out in the communities and meet everybody who lives in Forsyth County and their opponents. We found out tonight that tonight is Bishop's first home game, so it's a great crowd, full bleachers, so it's a really exciting time.
Nikki just lost her pretzels, but she's the winner. Congratulations to Nikki. Our pretzel contest for this week. Lily, thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, excited for the season.
Don't forget, the fair is only about 5 weeks away, guys. Are you getting ready?
Our first half highlights, Mark.
A first half that started off a little sluggish. Overall, defense ruled supreme in the first quarter. Interception here by Patrick Graves of Bishop McGuinness. Couldn't do anything with the football there as the defense for Providence Grove then stood up.
Alex Waterfield finally got rolling with this pass right here.
Nice lob over the top this time. Finds his receiver way down the field that time. Martin cashes in with a beautiful snare. Got a perfect pass down the field on a rollout, and that was the first points of the game for Bishop McGuinness and overall.
That was late in the second quarter. Then Providence Grove gets a pick, and the Patriots start rolling after this 2-point play.
Just excellent block up front and the whole way down the line, really. But here's the pick that Evan brought up. Right down here, Malachi Combo steps in front of one, gives his offense great field position, and they cash in with the 1-yard dive.
That's the tailback, Jackson Ryan. Pretty even in the stats, Mark, but the penalties are the big number.
I mean, 7 apiece. And identical nearly. In yardage, you cannot have penalties like that, and that's part of the reason, defense and penalties, why the first half was so low scoring. Whichever team realistically is going to come out here and clean up those mistakes in the penalty market is going to have a better chance here in the second half pulling out a win, and realistically is probably going to come out of here with a victory.
A 1A playoff preview tonight. Providence Grove, the late touchdown, 1-point game. Bishop McGuinness gets the football to start the second half, Mark, and we saw Alex Waterfield find his confidence in the second quarter.
We sure did, and he seemed to settle in a little bit. We talked about him understanding the offense, how he's another year older and has grown into the system that Mark Holcomb has put in here. And you saw it. There was a couple of different stretches. Early on, it looked a little streaky, but in the second quarter, he settled down, found his composure, and was able to make plays.
Let's go down to Dave Gorin. Second half underway when we come back to Bishop McGuinness. And we're clear.
Dave caught
This is your Carolina Classic Fair Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by My48. Second half coming up. 2 scoring drives, Mark. How do these offenses find success in the second half?
Well, talked about it coming out of halftime. Penalties have to be a huge point of emphasis for both teams. Take those out of the game, you keep yourself on schedule, and that's for both sides of the football, and then just executing. We saw some of those glimpses of offensive production for both sides towards the end of the first half. Who's going to carry it over in this half number 2? Who's going to cut down on the penalties?
Bishop McGuinness gets the football first. Alex Waterfield, a productive first half, despite the penalties. 9 of 15, 99 yards and a touchdown.
Showed enough composure in the second quarter. Made some of those plays that we were expecting to see out of a guy who was another year older, another year more experienced, and another year in the system. Hopefully we see more of that here in half number 2. And then on the other side for Providence Grove, want to see that rushing attack come alive, especially in the middle of the field. The defense is dominating half number 1. The offenses have to find a way to strike back here in the second half to come out with a victory on Friday Night Rivals.
Here's All-State kicker Carson Jones, a weapon on special teams. And the second half is off and running. Fumble return. Hold on, Graves. Sprinting, Graves almost lost it. And a nice tackle, Jackson Law for the quarterback, or pardon me. That's number 6, not number 8, Jamison Summey on the stop.
Nevertheless, great pursuit to come across the field. Didn't really seem like Patrick Graves was in much of a hurry to start getting up the field, though.
Sometimes in life you play the long game.
Yeah.
Running the football, 8 carries, 22 yards for Bishop McGuinness.
Haven't seen much running the football from this Bishop McGuinness offense. Most of that production has come from the quarterback spot when Alex Waterfield has pulled the ball out on read options.
Start of the second half. Waterfield rolling right, has a block. Waterfield gets the first and is dragged out. Tackled by Brady Collins.
50 little move by the lanky Alex Waterfield. Gets some good blocking. The same play that they scored a 2-point conversion on in the first half. Works here again, gets up the field, and then just cuts right back inside before Brady Collins brings him down out of bounds.
Brady Collins, the senior linebacker. He is an epic playmaker. He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. He's got a high motor, and usually you say that, and guys take it almost as a not something that you knock on them saying they can't do anything else, but when you have a high motor and you have an understanding of how things are developing, you put those two together, it's a deadly combination.
Fresh set of downs. Waterfield rolls left this time. Taylor can't catch him. Waterfield a block and a first down again. 2 runs, 2 explosive plays.
Really nice blocking as the play developed that time. Good point of attack blocking, and then your guys on the edge, your receivers, coming up and getting those key blocks to allow Alex Waterfield to turn upfield along the sideline. Excellent job up front.
2 rushes, 21 yards on the Crescent Ford first down. Waterfield with a whistle. And Mark, that's 8 penalties now for Bishop McGuinness.
Another false start that time, moving a little too fast.
Neither offense is running a track meet, and you see the frustration from this coaching staff.
Just take a little time. I know you want to go fast, but you have to make sure everyone is set and you are ready to go.
Mark Holcomb, 39 wins at Oak Grove. Last year gets Bishop their first non-losing season in a decade. And here they are now, fresh off a 40-point win.
And I think after the success at Oak Grove, you know that Mark Holcomb was going to come over here and make something happen with this program.
1st and 15. Waterfield out of the pocket, finds a man, and spun down by Holden Swift after the 8-yard completion. That's Henry Kyle, the catch.
Another easy pitch and catch this time out to the outside, rolling out. Again, short curl route back inside. Henry Kyle makes the catch and gets a couple yards.
Henry Kyle, the former JV receiver, earned varsity for the playoff run, and now a big threat. after the Crescent Ford first down.
I will say I like that this offense is getting Alex Waterfield out on the edge, away from that pressure, just sitting back in the pocket. Get him on the move, allow him to use his legs.
Martin in motion. Waterfield joins him. Big pressure. Waterfield slips it to Graves. Bangs through a tackle. Graves to the 35 and a gain of 15.
See how savvy that play is, though. The thing that makes it is Waterfield seeing that block on the outside. Do not continue to go outside. Just step up right behind it and make a throw down the field. Look at this. Understanding where his blockers are, steps up, makes a good throw down the field, and then Patrick Graves, the strength at the end of this play to fight through defenders.
First down pass. Good run. Derek Murphy wants a flag. Gains 2 yards.
And I'm not sure that was going to draw a flag ever. Didn't really seem like a face mask, just up around the head. But not grabbing onto that face mask will not draw a flag. So
One catch last week, Murphy, a touchdown. 1 catch for 2 yards tonight. Officially 3 yards, maybe 4 actually.
But it's an offense that distributes these guys. There's not going to be a set guy. I mean, for much of the first half, we thought it was going to be parts of Aiden Martin who caught a touchdown pass, but now we've seen Graves come alive. Henry Kiles caught a couple passes as well.
5th different receiver with a reception. 2nd and 6. Waterfield, QB run. Fumble! Lineman has it. Bishop football. Great hands by Grayson Wheeler, the guard.
Mark Holcomb has to be breathing such a hefty sigh of relief right now. Everything you want is right there. Great run, good read, but just hang on to the football. If you're going to be right there in the middle of the field with all those bodies flying around you, get 2 hands on the football if you are Waterfield and tuck that thing away.
Waterfield 2 turnovers last week and a 40-point effort. It was the fumbles. A rare mistake tonight. Martin again on the move. Play action. Waterfield crushed. Again, it's Collins, who's been a jackknife in the backfield.
I was about to say, guess who?
And then he hurts his shoulder.
And right there to make that play. You're right, Evan. He filled that hole. And when he met Alex Waterfield there, it was a no contest. Look at this. Just goes right over the top of that block and sticks Waterfield into the ground. That is one heck of a play by Brady Collins.
Bishop McGuinness going for it on 4th down.
We got to know that Waterfield's going to be going in motion here.
4th and 3. Throws, tipped. Great stop. That's Sam Roth knocking the football.
Roth notices the pass going over the top. Saw it a couple times in the first half. You have the hang route go over the top of the slant. You see that? Get your big paws up in the air. What a play. And a turnover on downs. Providence Grove gets their first crack at it in half number 2.
Closed captioning for tonight's game brought to you by Caring Hands. Caring Hands Home Health, hands-on, compassionate care around the clock. Defensive battle in Kernersville, 1A matchup. Bishop McGuinness short on 4th down. Providence Grove back to work. And a false start. Actually, it's not. Play continues. Flincham, a gain of almost 5. Those wide runs have been successful for the Patriots.
It sure have. I think it's the first time tonight we've actually seen Providence Grove go from a shotgun formation. Nice little handoff that time. Good blocking on the perimeter. Gives the runner room to get around the edge. Get a nice gain on first down.
And when the Patriots play above the sticks, 15 combined penalties, they had the big touchdown drive. But mental mistakes. 2nd and 6, Laver keeps, gets a late block. There's the first down. Quarterback pounds forward to the 41.
A little bit different of a mentality here. They're doing a different look than what we saw in the first half. 2 plays, 2 shotguns, and now a first down for this offense that didn't have a whole lot of success in the first half. Design quarterback run, both backers or backs get up, block in front of him, follows them for the first.
That's a Crescent Ford first down. Crescent Ford, a high point, serving the Triad since 1970.
They're staying in that same formation too.
Triple option offense. Laver, quarterback run, cuts it back. Hard hit. Wow, huge tackle from Luke Holton and company.
I don't even know that these first 3 plays have been any sort of option at all. You had a straight handoff off to the left side to your back, and then last 2 plays have been Laver running the football. This is no nonsense offense here.
Laver, who's battling the flu tonight, playing tough for his program.
He sure has. And you always wonder when you have a player come in and they're under the weather, especially with flu-like symptoms, where that leads them play-wise. Laver's toughed it out, and he's put together a pretty good performance here so far.
Laver, misdirection. Rhine gets 3, maybe 4, setting up 3rd and short.
I think if you're Bishop McGuinness here, what has hurt you tonight has been on the perimeter. So look for a play like that to come into the picture here. Either on an end around, a wide handoff, something.
Providence Grove 3 of 6 on 3rd down. And Laver's converted all 3 with his legs.
Still in the gun.
3rd and 6. This time a run. Flincham, the block, and a first down. Hard run to the outside for Flincham.
Well, there it is again, and the offensive line did an excellent job of getting down the field, sealing off the edge there, and giving this offense another 3rd down conversion on a run.
Another cramp has joined the party here in Kernersville. We'll take the timeout, come back for the rest of this 3rd quarter when we return. 1-point game in this defensive battle. Our My 48 game of the week comes back after this.
I'm going to focus on number 71 in white. If you want to get a shot of him, if that's possible.
Do that.
White or white?
White.
White Whitman?
White. Can Dave hear us? No?
Back here in Kernersville at Bishop McGuinness High School, the Villains leading Providence Grove 8-7. Hey, if you see number 71 in white for Providence Grove, his name is Bobby Gibson, and his coach calls him the team bus. He gives kids rides to practice all the time. He lives out in Liberty, but he might drive all the way to the other side of the district, as coach said. He works late at night sometimes, so he could leave practice at 6, take kids home, go to work till 11, and come back to school the next day, guys.
Total team player, Bobby Gibson powering this offensive line. That's what you love to see at the high school level.
I got to tell you, there was always that one guy in high school who just loved to drive. So he would always give people lips, and it's a great thing, right? He loves doing what he's doing. helps out other people in the process. It's a win-win situation.
Now the starting right tackle, Providence Grove, 5 yards of carry in the second half mark. They found their confidence on the ground.
They've been driving the bus here on this drive. They have been working the middle of the field along the edges. Right now, they're in a great rhythm play calling wise and then executing on the field.
Jerome Buss of the Pittsburgh Steelers would love riding behind that offensive line. Here's Ryan cutting it outside. Gets a block, and a penalty comes in. This might be coming back. That is the one area holding back Providence Grove tonight.
It's the one area that's held back both teams realistically, but driving right now, this offense cannot afford to get behind the sticks, especially when it comes to penalties. It's such a good job in this drive so far of avoiding that. Finally comes back and strikes them.
16 combined penalties in our first 30 minutes of action. And now a run-heavy team plays behind the sticks.
Yeah. Not a lot in the playbook right now for throwing the football down the field. And Lawver, when he has dropped back to pass, has not looked super comfortable putting that football in the air. So if you're this defense, you see them drop back, you got to take advantage.
Have to get to the Bishop 38. Ryan spins off one. Look at the collapsing defense. If you're the D coordinator, Kerry Graves, you have to love this rallying to the football.
Right, not just rallying, but they're slicing through the offensive line. And it's not just one guy, like you're saying, that's where the rally comes in. Right here, you see Collins takes that football. There are 5 different defenders right there to bring him to the turf.
8 players have recorded a tackle tonight for Bishop McGuinness. And that defensive line starting to get pressure on the quarterback.
Starting to slice through after the early parts of this drive where that offensive line dominated. Bishop McGuinness is pushing back.
Lawver on 3rd and long. Lawver throws. Big hit. Short of the sticks. Patrick Graves the stop. It's 4th and 7 coming up.
So ask yourself, what do you do now? At the 45-yard line. Long way to go. Looks like the punting unit's coming out. See the replay there. Just an excellent throw down the field, but great play by Graves. Right on the back of Andrew Thomas. As soon as that football gets there, Graves is there as well to make the play.
That's some 3-on-3 crime. And not the Ice Cube version. Strong punter, Carson Jones on to boot. Jones shows you the electric leg. Martin the fair catch at the 14. Coming up in the 4th quarter, we'll highlight tonight's pardon me. Coming up tonight, we'll highlight the Carolina Classic Fair player of the game, the Carolina Classic Fair, 10 days of awesome. Of course, we'll also highlight our My 48 play of the game coming up tonight. I think that Waterfield touchdown has a chance.
It's got a shot.
We'll see in the 4th quarter who can score.
A lot of game left here to make something happen on both sides. You got to think the way the offenses are operating right now, not able to get much traction and sustain drives. Another score on either side could be the knockout punch.
Waterfield from his 14. Quarterback run. Only 2 or 3 yards. Providence Grove has done a nice job extending their defense.
Right, and if you're going to take those plays that are going to go to the edge, what you can't allow the offense to do is turn those shoulders upfield and get those yards vertically down the field. If you can stretch those blockers out and force the runner to the sideline and he runs out of room, you've done your job defensively. That time, try to go back inside. Waterfield thinks better of it, just goes out of bounds. Good job defensively by Providence Grove.
Officially 5 for Waterfield. 13 carries, 50 yards for Bishop. Waterfield, he throws through the hands of Henry Kyle. Threw that 100 miles an hour from about 5 feet away.
Yeah, and it's a tough catch. When you're that short of a distance from each other, you're trying to focus in and catch that football. It's hard. It's a hard play to make, but you've got to come up and get something there. Now 3rd and 5.
This Bishop McGuinness coaching staff noted with Waterfield, he reads the defense so much better. Last year as a starter to now as a senior.
He does, and you've seen that here tonight. He's made some very sound decisions, especially when it's come to throwing the football. Did throw the 1 interception, but for the most part, He's been on target.
3rd and 5. Waterfield rolls. Has Martin. Misses Martin. 3rd down stop.
So there's the time where he's a little bit too inaccurate, just over the top. He's made that throw before in this game, to Martin no less. Just cannot get that football down low enough for Martin to go get it. Overshoots him that time, takes a big hit, and Martin's down on the sideline no less.
Martin remains down, and here's the punting unit. We'll take an injury timeout. Martin with a cramp himself. We had our Carolina Classic Fair row of the game, our best fans. I imagine Gatorade's being consumed heavily tonight. There's so many cramps.
Oh, yeah, across the board. And again, it's only week 3. For as comfortable as it has felt outside this whole week, especially tonight.
It is 71 right now.
Yeah, it's not just 71. It is 71 and sticky. The humidity is hanging around. That's what's going to cause some troubles right now for both teams. That is always one of the early season concerns, no matter where you're at in the country, especially down here in North Carolina, where that humidity certainly builds up and does not go away for quite some time throughout the season.
Stay tuned in the 4th quarter. We promise you somebody's going to jump ahead. The Linder Turf and Tractor scoring summary. You can score a great deal on your next Kubota at Linder Turf and Tractor. There's the sights and sounds of the Bishop McGuinness student section.
They're fired up.
Fittingly or oddly, it's American night when they're playing the Patriots.
Well,
they are the perfect party theme, or it's the villain trying to ruin the party?
Right, exactly. I feel like that's a discussion that requires a separate broadcast. Maybe on the podcast next week.
4th straight year these programs have met. Providence Grove never lost a matchup in this series.
That perfect mark is on the line right now.
You can watch that podcast, Piedmont Powwow, yours truly, with Mark Covert, every Thursday on the My48 YouTube page.
Yeah.
And Facebook and
yeah.
social media, Instagram.
It's been a fun new addition this year.
We'll drop a nugget if you listen this week. Maybe free tickets.
Oh.
4th down punt. Bad snap. That punt dies right at midfield. And what an opportunity if you're Providence Grove.
Great field position. Your offense coming back out on the field. A 1-point game. Execution is the name of the game.
Because somebody's got to score in this chess match, right?
Yep.
Someone's got to find offense.
Someone has to. And they both found something of an offense, but right now it is just a slugfest. Defensively.
Mark Heilig searching for answers for his offense. This 2-quarterback system, Brady Collins, Jackson Lawver.
And you've got to think right now it's going to come down to the play of Jackson Lawver. Noted that he's been under the weather. He's played a pretty good football game, but can he take it to the next level here in the late stages of the 3rd?
Lawver on 1st down, keeps it. Late toss. Collins a gain of 3, and that triple option becoming a factor.
I'll tell you what, he took a lick, though. Jackson Lawver on the edge, sacrificing himself to get that pitch out to Brady Collins and pick up those yards. Watch this, hangs into the last second and then gets knocked to the ground. Really nice pitch relationship, though, that time between Lawver and Collins to get that football out there and make that play.
Providence Grove now over 100 yards tonight, 110 offensively. And working every second of that clock. Here's 2nd and 6. Lawver on the move. Good block. Lawver the first, takes 2 more inside the 40. And the QB doing it all himself.
And Bishop McGuinness has to be
And now a flag.
And now you wonder where that came from. Just as we were saying, Bishop McGuinness has to be smart and not take Lawver to the ground. That's going to draw a flag. A flag comes out about 5 yards behind where the play stopped.
That's the old second person gets caught after the first person gets loud. sportsmanlike on the, wait.
Gary.
Gary trying to pull a fast one on us. Lost track of his surroundings. But no, it is on Providence Grove. Been a busy night for Gary.
It has been a busy night for Gary.
Coming up nearly on 20 penalties.
Yeah. He's made his money tonight.
There's Gary.
I can tell you that.
Gary's going to win an Oscar for supporting actor tonight. In fact, an update, 16 combined penalties, so we're getting there.
Creeping up on it. But again, just as we were getting ready to say, Bishop McGuinness has to be careful here to not draw a flag for just going too far after the whistle. Right behind it, Providence Grove, not to be outdone.
The good news, it was after the first down, so it's 1st and 10. You just move back 15 yards. A game that takes you back in time, as if you're in Back to the Future. Let's dive back to the 1920s. Laver, a third-time handoff, breaks a tackle. And Holden Smith, a gain of 5.
Jackson Laver looked upset as that play was developing, just trying to tell his running back to get upfield that time.
Smith didn't see the hole.
No.
Rich Taylor on the tackle, who was on the opposite defensive end. He made the play on the far side.
Correct. So good hustle out there to make that play along the edge. Way to track the play down the line. Make that stop.
Final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Defense, the name of the game. Inside to Ryan. Slips a tackle. Ryan gets 5 more. If Providence can lean on Collins, that's a tough stop tonight.
Well, it's not just Collins. It's Collins, Ryan, and the offensive line. The push that front 5 got on that play made that play happen. Because we're not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that Jackson Ryan is this monstrous human being size-wise. He's not. However, his offensive line gets good push. They continue to push and push that line back. Give Ryan some room to work with.
3rd and 2. Play action. A flag. Laver has the first. Hold on. No late hit, and a flag might be coming back. Waiting for our friend Gary Turner. Okay, Gary, what do you got for us? Which makes this 3rd and really long.
Penalties, penalties, penalties.
Oh, that's not a hold.
Play around the side.
I mean, come on. Watch 75 there. It's a push. Yeah. Maybe a block in the back. It's not a hold.
Yeah, I mean, even a block in the back. That's a hard spot to be in for a block in the back to even be called.
Penalty 17 of the night. Could be the final play of this third quarter. 3rd and 12 coming up. Laver, he throws. Open man has it. Thomas streaking inside the 10. Graves saves the touchdown after a gain of 30.
What a heave down the field. Defense caught peeking into the backfield. And Laver chucks one up down the field, and Andrew Thomas is wide open. There is not a defender within 10 to 15 yards of him when he catches that football. Patrick Graves eventually makes up ground and gets down there to make the play, but what a toss.
45-yard play on the Crescent Ford first down. Now in the Cook Reynolds red zone. 1st and goal. Laver, Ryan, fumble, hold on, Bishop has it. Picked up by the Villains. huge mistake. Isaac Ross benefits.
Oh, how the pendulum swingeth in the game of football. All the momentum is siding with the Patriots of Providence Grove, and the very next play, that ball is stripped out. And that sideline is irate. Mark Heilerg is irate, and rightfully so. You see your offense finally connect, and then they cough it up. And it almost looked.
Yeah, that was the hands that poked it loose.
And it may not even been that. It may have been off the hip of one of his blockers upfield. The ball just wasn't secure enough. Watch here as Jackson Ryan goes up the field. It almost looks like, maybe there was a hand in there. But either way, in those goal-to-go situations, you've got to hang on to that football for dear life. Jackson Ryan doesn't, coughs it up, and the Villains capitalize after a shocking play.
Inside of 75 there. I think there's some active hands poking that ball loose. But how about Ross jumping on top of it? Not just Ross dress for less, it's Ross keep him out of the red zone.
Adapt and adjust. Mark Holcomb said these words.
Waterfield adapts to pressure, breaks loose. Waterfield right at the sticks. Nice run to end the quarter. So if you want offense,
sorry,
we'll find it later. If you like defense, the Villains, huge stop. It's 8-7 in the fourth inning or quarter. We'll find out next here in our Game of the Week presented by My 48.
Oh, that's.
Start of the fourth quarter. Here our Carolina Classic Fair Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week. Alex Waterfield operates on second and short. Waterfield runs. Nice block. First down Waterfield. This has been a battle of running quarterbacks tonight.
It has. And running quarterbacks, running offenses. Seen some of the passing from Alex Waterfield in this offense, but
we have an injured offensive lineman down for Bishop. The cramps and the penalties are the real winner tonight.
Yeah. Defense, cramps, penalties.
Both teams that have many two-way players. These are small rosters. Bishop in the 30s amount of players.
And it's bound to happen. When you have guys that are platooning like this, they're putting a lot of wear and tear on their bodies right now. And so they're adjusting. The body's trying to adjust to this much activity. It's hard. Early parts of the season where, again, that humidity's sticking around. It's still a little hot outside. Every year, got to stay hydrated. Get that potassium in.
H2O, my friend. H2O.
These kids are too young for that. They wouldn't understand that reference.
Adam Sandler's famous.
Well, he's eternal, but.
By the way, you can catch NCHSAA football on WMYV this fall. All 5 of their games, home games, on Saturdays right here on WMYV. Including tomorrow, Winston-Salem State comes to town against NCHSAA, the Aggies. New offensive coordinator, Dave Marsh. Longtime coordinator at Campbell, down the road, so North Carolina ties.
Gets a little further north. Changes the colors, orange and, is it orange and white or orange and black?
Orange and black.
Orange and black specifically.
And then blue and gold for A&T.
Yep.
And then catch Elon football on 9/14. And Dave, entertain us here.
Right. Great run at North Davidson, 4A school, and then 3A Oak Grove. Here at Bishop McGuinness, trying to get used to the smaller program. And he says he'll be out in the hallways or getting ready for practice. Kids will be studying. He said the community service that the kids here at Bishop McGuinness do has been eye-opening for him. And you ask them to help you with anything, and they're more than willing. He said every day after practice, the kids get in a line, and the coaches get fist bumps on their way out of practice. Gotta love it.
And Dave, every student, 30 hours of community service a year. This is an all-in place here at Bishop McGuinness. Waterfield out of the timeout. Stops. He pops. Waterfield, incomplete. Great coverage. Andrew Thomas looking for Graves.
Well, I've seen Patrick Graves make some plays defensively against Andrew Thomas tonight. This time, Thomas gets his revenge deep down the field, taking a shot. And that pass was right where it needed to be. You give the taller receiver there the time to go up and make that play. Graves cannot come down with it. Thomas in excellent position on the inside.
That's 4 pass breakups for Andrew Thomas. A couple of big ones, too. One of the better cornerbacks in the triad. Waterfield facing blitz. He throws. Nice catch, Ross. Ross hit hard after a gain of 3.
Waterfield just sensing that pressure, dumps it off, makes the smart play. And those are going to be the little things right now. They don't have to be in chunks. You don't have to make a massive play down the field that's going to pick up a first down. But if you can just get those yards that allow you to get up a field.
And a personal foul after the play. Illegal man downfield. If you're keeping track at home, because we are, that's penalty 19 of the night. Oh, 19 penalties, 15 points.
But even more penalties than points tonight. But even with the penalty, those are the plays that are going to win you football games. You just got to clean up the penalty part of it, of course. But when you take those short dump offs and you pick up those yards where you can find them, those are winning plays that stack up. It's called doing the little things so that you can succeed and you can make those bigger plays down the field.
Mark Holcomb said this week we have to avoid turnovers and avoid mistakes. A lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Well, for the most part, the one turnover, I believe, so far tonight was the one interception thrown by Waterfield.
That led to the lone touchdown for Providence Grove. Waterfield rolls, has time, complete, nearly a first down. That's Graves, Patrick this time.
Boy, that's a heck of a play.
As
Patrick
he comes
Graves.
up cramping.
That's a big play, though, on second and very long. Pick up all those yards and give yourself now a 3rd and about 4. Certainly opens up the playbook, gives you more versatility here. But, gosh, you got to think you got to get Patrick Graves off the field if he's going to be limping back in like that. He's still out there to the far side.
What kind of hero can the senior Patrick Graves be playing on one foot? Aiden Martin's been an elusive threat, 5 catches in the slot. Now 3rd and short. Here's Martin. Quarterback, Waterfield, stiff arm, big hit, first down. Hard blow for Malachi Combo.
Well, you know you're going off the backside and there are no blockers there for you. If you are Alex Waterfield, you've got to take that hit and continue to churn down the field. That's exactly what he does. Using that big frame, holds off just long enough to pick up the first down.
Waterfield on the ground, converted 4 first downs tonight, the little tractor first down.
In that regard, he's done what this offense has asked him to do, make those plays in those big spots. pick up first downs, move the chains.
Waterfield changes the play on first down. Tough decision, and down he goes. Jason Locke in this defensive line. Anderson Taylor in on the tackle too.
Man, what a play right in the middle of that field. Got to make a play. Again, we've seen them in one-on-one situations several times tonight. Ashton Taylor gets the penetration and finishes the play. An elite stop deep into the backfield.
This defensive line for Providence Grove making problems happen.
They are. And they're getting penetration. They're making life uncomfortable in that Villains backfield.
Waterfield throws, tipped. Good hands. And I believe that's Charles Villaggio with the tip.
Second, maybe third time
There's Villaggio pumped up.
that this team has gotten their hands on a football at the line of scrimmage. The defensive line is watching the eyes of this quarterback, Alex Waterfield, and they are getting their hands up if they can. Third knockdown pass of the night for that defensive line.
Eliminating the RPO. So it's 3rd and 13. Waterfield effective on the move. Waterfield pressured, gets out, has to run well short, and Brady Collins a magnet to the quarterback.
We started thinking, is he going to take a shot down the field? He certainly had his eyes fixated back towards the middle of the field. It almost looked like he may have been looking for Henry Kyle streaking across the formation. Couldn't get there, just pulls the football down, not put it in harm's way. And brings up 4th down. Good job defensively by Providence Grove to bring up yet another stop.
3rd punt for Bishop McGuinness. Good field position for Andrew Thomas and company.
Question now, with time ticking down, this offense time is not your friend. Still plenty of it left for now, but this has to be the drive for points.
Low snap, miracle kick. Thomas room, breaks one, juke. Thomas inside Bishop territory. And we'll take the timeout. Entertaining 4th quarter coming up. Providence Grove, a chance to come back here in the 4th. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Caring Hands. Caring Hands Home Health. Your family's needs are our top priority when they're in our care. Low-scoring football game. Best field position of the second half for Providence Grove. How do they capitalize on this spot?
Execution, and imagine this, no penalties. That is the key to this drive. It's the key to every drive going forward for each offense. No penalties, not limit, none. That has been the biggest bugaboo of this game tonight.
Jackson Lawver's offense, 4 yards of play coming in. First down in the middle of a dustpan. I don't know where he went, but he got 1 yard.
I think it was a busted play, so he just got upfield and got yards. So good recognition that time by Jackson Lawver. Seemed like maybe he was trying to go for a handoff, wasn't there, and just gets upfield right away.
These defensive lines, Mark, making such an impact tonight.
Only 1 yard on a quick hitting option play that time. This defensive line, they've had their weaknesses along the edge, but tonight in the inside, in the heart of that defense, they have been as stout as they come.
4.5 yards of play for Providence Grove. Now 2nd and 9. Lawver, there's Collins. Lowers the shoulder and churns for 2 more. With this field position, this has to be 4-down territory.
I'm almost surprised that they've had 4 yards per play in this game. It has not felt like that, but they've got to put the football in the air here. It's either that or you're setting yourself up for essentially 4th down territory, which could very well be the case in this part of the field. A lot of high school football, you get inside the 50, you're getting plus territory, you start thinking this is 4-down territory all the time.
Providence Grove has an elite kicker, Carson Jones. We'll see if he plays a factor. Laver on 3rd and 6. Laver, pressure, out. Laver, pump fake, spins, Laver first down. 1-man wrecking crew for 8.
How did he do that? He just got out. It looked like he was going to be sacked, brought down, gets away from that. And surely there's going to be a couple of villains that are going to stop him, but no. The hero of this play is Jackson Laver. Look at this, avoids the pressure, gets outside and uses his speed along the edge and breaks a tackle.
Sticks the football out like a smart quarterback, and he knew where the sticks was for a Riddle Tractor first down.
But he is still short. So 4th and 1, again, those short handoffs.
He's short. 4th and 1.
Middle of that defense has to stay strong.
4th down. Ryan has it. Pile moving. Gain of 10 on 4th and 1.
Man, and I gotta have it play in this football game. Time winding down.
And that's Flincham on the Riddle Tractor first.
Your offensive line has to be great. And look at the push up front where that ball was run to. I mean, my goodness. Flincham didn't get touched until he was at least 5 yards down the field. What force up front.
Under 7 minutes to play. Now it's Ryan. Lowers. Great second push. And now Providence Grove moving the pile.
Just kept dragging defenders with him. The strong play of Jackson Ryan, it's been impressive here tonight. Again, not a guy with a large frame, but has the effort there, keeps those legs churning, and is getting those important yards here late in this ball game.
Dave with more?
Yeah, at this point in the game, we're now under 6 minutes left. It suits Providence Grove to go slow, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, get a first down, and take as much time off the clock as possible, but score.
2nd and short. Flincham cuts loose. A rare first down conversion. Flincham gets 10.
And Dave makes a great point there because this is almost played into what their offense does because they can milk the clock down. And if they put a touchdown on the board here, as the clock is ticking down, it's going to put this offense of Bishop McGuinness in a position they do not want to be in. Clock's running down. You're losing in the game.
Neither team has scored since the 2nd quarter. This is a grinded out defensive battle.
This offensive line has taken this drive and put it on their back.
1st and 10. Ryan barrels forward, and Collins dragging him with him for 3.
And you see that even there. He gets a good amount of yards, though. That initial push is giving him space. And you know those guys up front, they're tired. I mean, they are dog tired up front. But this is one of those times in those games early in the year that sets you up as you go down the road. Where's your passion? Where's your commitment? You've got to have this drive.
Providence Grove has never lost to Bishop McGuinness. Now down 1. And movement on the snap. Ball start. Penalty 20. 10 for each. Everything even in this game. Yardage, penalties, pace.
Score. You may not find a more evenly matched game statistically anywhere in the state on this Friday night. They are going to work on this drive, though.
2nd and 12 after the penalty. Ryan keeps. Gets out. Great tackle. This defense, Henry Kyle the stop.
And that penalty changed the entire complexion of this drive. They go back, so they have to make something happen here on 2nd down to give themselves their playbook back, really. That time, Laver keeps it, cannot get outside. And what a stop in the backfield. I mean, you need a big play defensively there. Henry Kyle comes down and makes that stop.
Now, you are in field goal range if you're Providence, and a great kicker in Carson Jones.
But you have to get that ball forward a little bit more. Even back here towards the 30 with a kicker who's being highly recruited, get that ball as close as you can to the end zone.
Laver on 3rd and 20. Rolls. Laver throws. End zone. Incomplete. Decision time on 4th down.
I'm almost surprised they didn't try to run it there.
And here comes Carson Jones.
Try to get, again, some of those yards back. Give yourself a shorter distance to kick this football.
What a huge kick for the 3-star kicker.
And what a drive, though. Offensively, that's exactly what you needed. You want to put the ball in the end zone, of course, but you're giving your kicker a chance.
43-yard field goal. Carson Jones for the lead. Jones has it. Put the stars on Carson Jones.
Gotta have it drive, gotta have it kick. In a game where everything hinged on that kick, Carson Jones comes through, and finally Providence Grove takes the lead.
Welcome back to Bishop McGuinness, and the clutch leg of Carson Jones gives Providence the lead.
I'll tell you what, the drive that they needed, 10 plays down the field, and you thought maybe it just wasn't enough, but when you know you've got a kicker like Carson Jones in your back pocket, it makes life a whole lot easier in those one-possession games.
That's
Send him out there, make a play.
Career-long 43 yards for Carson Jones.
And it had leg, Evan. I mean, that thing could have gone from another at least 5, maybe 10 yards.
So what does Alex Waterfield have with 3 minutes left? Booming kick. Jones, the MVP tonight.
Got weapons like that. Talk about it all the time when we come across these kickers at the high school level. If you have a guy who can consistently put that ball into the end zone and not allow the offense or the kick return team, to return that football, huge.
And we've seen teams in the NFL, including the 49ers, use a 3rd-round pick on Jake Moody.
Yep.
Kicking is valuable.
Well, sure is. And if you know how to use that kicker, now, of course, at the NFL level, it becomes even more valuable this year with the new kickoff rules. But no, kicking is ever valuable and maybe even more important than it's ever been at this point. It's at a premium. So when you can find a good kicker at any level, you got to hang on.
Could be the final drive for Alex Waterfield. His 14 of 25 passing. 1st down. Waterfield finds Kyle and loses it. Incomplete. Right through the hands.
Well, Henry Kyle has had a couple of those drops here tonight. Those catches, those easy ones where you're getting upfield. You have to secure that football first, then worry about picking up yards. Henry Kyle losing concentration in a key moment.
Both teams have all the timeouts, but Bishop's got to move the football.
Yeah. There's still plenty of time, so you can work your offense here.
2nd and 10. Here's Martin. Martin the catch. Martin the block. What a tackle Dragged down by Ashton Taylor.
That is a heck of a play by Ashton Taylor.
And he hits the home run.
Yes, he sure does. That is a heck of a play out on the edge. You got a receiver coming around, and he gets that jet sweep here. Watch him hustle down the line here and just make that play barely. That is determination to get down the line.
Now that's a bear hug.
End of the game, you finally got the lead, and you cannot relinquish it here late. Ashton Taylor giving his all.
6 tackles for Taylor. Here's 3rd and 7. Waterfield, dangerous on the move. Pressure. Waterfield, way short. 4th in the ball game.
He was looking down the field that time for Martin, hoping he was coming back. The idea was there, but Aiden Martin was not looking for that football, at least in a scramble situation. So he can't come back to the football. He's running his route. The miscommunication cost them on that play. Just lays it up just a bit short of Aiden Martin.
Waterfield on 4th down. Rolls, throws, caught. 1st down, Graves, past the 35.
Wow, what a clutch play that time. Good throw out to the edge. We've seen it several times tonight from Waterfield. Finds Graves just sitting down in the zone of that defense.
6 catches, and this is the big one.
Again, rolling out. Waterfield's been pretty good on these rollouts tonight. And so far, Providence Grove defensively has not been able to find a solution.
No huddle offense. Quick toss, Graves dropped it. As we tick to 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
Regardless of the outcome this week, there's 2 things they're going to be focused on in practice. 1, penalties. You cannot make those mental mistakes. 2, and that's for both sides, but for Bishop McGuinness, catching on screens. They've had drop after drop tonight on easy catches like that.
Bishop McGuinness won 40-0 last week, and what can the fathers behind the coaching staff draw up? We've seen the Doug Flutie Hail Mary.
Just got to have a little faith.
Waterfield's club down 2 here in the 4th. 2nd and 10. Waterfield slings. Great ball. Broken tackle. Ross right at the sticks. 1st down.
Tell you, that was coming right into your living room that time, wasn't it? Just right out there. Ross just swing route out here in the flat, and that is a beautiful catch. Leads his receiver into it. What a throw and catch.
No huddle offense at the 2-minute mark. And a penalty. Half the line thought it was on 1, half the line thought it was on 2.
And you could see that time Andrew Hudson looks right back at Waterfield and says, hey man, were you on the same snap count?
11 penalties for Bishop.
And you cannot have them on a drive like this.
Waterfield 30 yards at a field goal range. Pump fake. Time. More time. Kyle the catch. Move it inside the 40. And there's field goal range.
Well, finally, Henry Kyle comes down with one that time. Way to extend the play by Alex Waterfield. Look, the patience here. The pump, the defense doesn't bite. So what do? You extend, and find a receiver on the scramble drill. This time, Henry Kyle comes down with it for a massive gain.
A Riddle tractor 1st down to the 38. Aseo Guzman, the kicker, needs to be ready.
Both offenses finally coming alive here when they've got to have it.
1st and 10. Waterfield short. Kyle dropped it. That's 3 drops on this drive.
Again, those easy catches secure the football, because at that point you've already got yards. Even if you take a hit and you go straight to the turf, you've got yards. A little bit of an ugly ball may have been tipped underneath.
Timeout for Providence. 1:39 left. A timeout defensively. Man, what's the game plan here? How do you slow down this yardage?
Well, right now, if you're the defense, you're hanging on right now because this offense is just operating. Defensively on the last play, again, that ball may have been tipped around the line of scrimmage or at least underneath before it got out there to Henry Kyle. Get those hands up because we've seen them knock down passes tonight. As big and as tall as Alex Waterfield is, some of those balls aren't elevating over his offensive line, and that's giving his defensive line of Providence Groves a chance to get their hands up.
Well, let's go down to Dave.
And that's exactly what happened on that play. It was coming right at me. Ball was tipped, and it turned into kind of a wounded duck, so it was not an easy ball for Kyle to catch. The other thing I'll tell you is, Mark alluded to it earlier, it's a little sticky tonight. The humidity is out here. There is dew on the grass, and so that ball's getting a little wet, which makes it slippery. So you have to take a little extra half second to make sure you secure it before you turn and run.
You see the receivers even, Dave, they're practicing catching the ball during the timeout.
Yep. And that's a great point by Dave to get out there and you see the dew on the field where it's a little slick.
Oh,
it's right there. It was not a great pass to begin with, but it was tipped just enough.
That's like a toddler playing shot put with their toys. Here's 2nd and 10. Waterfield right on the edge of field goal range. Martin in motion. Waterfield. Time. Graves the catch. First down, Graves to the 25. Timeout.
You got to secure the football if you are Patrick Graves. Great catch, great play call again, nice throw. Execution was there across the board. Covered that football up. Dave just alluded to it. That dude there is making that ball a little slick. Get 2 hands on the football and secure it.
7 catches for Graves. Waterfield on first down. Rolls right. Waterfield runs, gets 5 more, out of bounds with 1:10.
Just take the yards. Smart play by Waterfield. All your receivers are covered down the field. Keep it yourself, get those yards, get out of bounds. All around great play from the quarterback, Alex Waterfield.
And how much do you trust your kicking game if you're that coaching staff?
I don't think you're worried about your kicking game right here because your offense is humming right now. Just continue to play your game right now. Trust the guys that are on the field at the moment.
Welcome to the Cook Reynolds Red Zone. Final 70 seconds. Alex Waterfield dialing up a game-winning drive. From the 20, Waterfield, short. Kyle dropped it. Just past him. Tough throw.
Little high that time. That's a tough catch to come down to make if you're Henry Kyle.
Is this 4-down territory?
It depends on, again, how confident at the high school level you are with your kicking situation.
Azael Guzman ready to go. We just saw Carson Jones win it with a kick. Huge 3rd and 5. Handoff. Ropko. First down to the 6.
The guts to call a run there on 3rd and 5. The defense is spread out. You read it well. The offensive line gives Ropko a hole to run through, and he bursts inside the 10-yard line. Goal to go.
Largest run of the night for Bishop McGuinness.
Largest run by yards and by moment. That was huge. The defense spreads out one-on-one with your lineman. Talk about gotta have it drives, gotta have it moments. Both teams have executed. Now it's Bishop McGuinness who is knocking on the door with a minute left.
Now Providence Grove needs to stop. Do you concede the touchdown here for time?
They've got enough time potentially, but they've got to get a stop here quick. It has to be fast.
Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, when we talked to Mark Heilig yesterday, he said our defense has to win games for us. And boy, is that true right now with McGuinness on the 6-yard line and 2 timeouts left and 1:01 left. So 61 seconds. My guess is that Mark Holcomb probably called 2 or 3 plays in that timeout, and they might just go really fast here.
What a moment for Mark Holcomb's club, conceding the field goal. And now a 60-yard drive. Here's 1st and goal. Waterfield behind a convoy. Waterfield, touchdown! Final minute heroics from Waterfield.
The way he followed his blockers, saw them get outside of him. So what does he do? Cut it straight up the middle, and there was a hole you could drive a bus through going into the end zone. Alex Waterfield reads it, runs it, and scores.
Monumental drive from Bishop McGuinness. $80 yards in 1 minute.
Where have these offenses been? Providence Grove drives down the field, kicks a field goal to take the lead. Bishop McGuinness wakes up from its slumber and scores on their own.
Here's Azael Guzman for the extra point. First kick of the night. Terrible snap, and it's blocked. In high school, it's a dead ball. 13 plays, 80 yards in 2 minutes.
And really almost a meaningless PAT, though. It's still a game now where you have to score a touchdown if you are the Patriots of Providence Grove. But man, the run, the blocking up front. Alex Waterfield, excellent job recognizing those blockers got out in front and just cuts up inside of them. And look at this hole in that Providence Grove defense.
Bishop did not have 80 yards rushing all night. And on this last drive, the running game, the difference.
The last two plays, the difference. A 3rd and 5 where you have to get down the field. Heath Repko straight into the heart of that Patriots defense, and then the dagger right now by Alex Waterfield. That's a massive drive for a team that, again, wants to make that jump. When you talk about playoff contenders and people and teams that are going to make noise, Mark Holcomb wants them to be there.
Total yards for Waterfield. He's been the difference tonight offensively.
He has been massive.
And now, the kick return game. Can Providence Grove give themselves a chance? Needing a touchdown.
You've got to think you're kicking it away if you can, keeping it away from number 3, Andrew Thomas. These kickoff returns that he's had tonight, he has been elusive and has gotten great yardage.
Thomas and Summy back to receive. Here's Azael Guzman. A thrilling 4th quarter here in Kernersville. Guzman, good kick. Thomas from the 4. Good blocking. Thomas, juke, flag. That'll take a few yards back.
Boy, and you cannot have that right now.
And a second flag. Penalty 22 of the night coming up. Depends who this is on.
Oh, Gary's got his hat off this time.
Oh, a block in the back. And a personal, oh, wait, the other way.
And it was a dead ball.
So that's after the initial penalty.
So it's almost essentially, no, it's 5 extra yards then for Providence Grove. Because the block in the back will be 10.
What can Mark Heilig's offense, he's the offensive coordinator, what can you drop for a triple option in 48 seconds?
You're chucking it, man. That's what the offense does now. You are chucking it. Getting that ball down the field. So far tonight, it has been, again, Andrew Thomas. He's been the top receiver for this offense here this evening. Got to think they're going to start looking his way as well.
So from the 25-yard line, you need a touchdown, Mark. What a huge drive for Jackson Lauver in this offense.
It's uncomfortable. Your offense is not built for this, but there are plays in your playbook in the event that you have to throw the football.
Final 48 seconds. Lauver rolls right, escapes. Lauver makes something out of nothing, and a first down. Lauver spins, no one's tackling. And Lauver, whoa, he gets out of bounds? How did that happen? He should have lost a yard and ends up gaining 15.
And now he's down on the turf, right out of bounds. And back up, still fighting. Jackson Lauver.
Playing the flu game, it's Paul Pierce-esque tonight.
Me, oh my, how do you let him escape? Not just escape. Gets away, evades some blockers, but right there, 2, 3, 4,
5,
6, 7,
8. No one's tackling. 9.
I mean, and he got out of bounds. Man, that is fight.
And a timeout for Bishop McGuinness after the Riddle Tractor first down. Okay, now with 2 timeouts, the field opens up for Providence Grove.
And there's still 35 seconds left. So opens up for Providence Grove. You've got a quarterback who is, dare we say, dynamic, scrambling back there. He is evading defenders as if his life depends on it right now. So he's making plays back there. The next challenge is getting that ball down the field.
Offense malignant for 35 minutes, dynamic for the last 5.
Man. I mean, these two teams, this went from a defensive slugfest all the way to an offensive showcase within the last 5 minutes.
The go-ahead touchdown, Alex Waterfield, now tested here in the final 30 seconds.
But if you're Bishop McGuinness, it's got to be all about tackling here. That last play happens, that is inexcusable defensively. You got the quarterback dead to rights in the middle of the field, and somehow he not only picks up a first down, but he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. So you've got to tackle him. You've got to bring these ball carriers of Providence Grove down in bounds if you're Bishop McGuinness.
Only 5 yards separate these two teams tonight, and 4 crucial points.
You can see it on Jackson Lawver's face. He is struggling right now.
Had flu symptoms all day, playing through it. New set of downs. Lawver open, knocked away. Great coverage. Anderson Lynch in the secondary.
That's a beautiful play by Lynch. Just getting that hand in there. Tight coverage that time. Right there on Flincham to knock that football away. Sticks his hand in there. Textbook coverage on the back end.
That's the junior backup linebacker.
That's tough. You running an out route step for step with one of those backs in a play that you've got to make to the outside.
Mark Heilig took over this program 5 weeks ago. Brand new offense. Can they manufacture 60 yards? Second down. Lawver throws deep off the hands of Flincham.
Oh, he had him. He had him. Flincham gets right behind those 2 defenders, and he has green grass in front of him.
One more big completion, and you can heave it deep, but you have to get past the 50.
You have to get past the 50. And they still have the 2 timeouts to work with. Those are still in their back pocket right now.
Malachi Combo checks in at receiver here. 3rd and 10. Lawver, time. Lawver, Flincham intercepted. Patrick Graves wins it for Bishop.
It was almost the same exact play. Flincham down the middle of the field on the seam.
And they flag.
They cannot hook up, goes off his hands, and Patrick Graves so many times tonight, right place, right time. His second interception might have just sealed this one away for Bishop McGuinness.
Flincham was open.
And he had it. But Dave mentioned it earlier, the slickness of the football right now with some dew developing on the field may have caused that one to carry him off of Flincham's hands right into the waiting arms of Graves.
And after the play, a penalty on Providence. With 2 timeouts, this game's effectively over. Unless a Miami situation from a year ago comes about. Boy. Imagine it's 2 kneels, a Hail Mary, and you get out of here, right?
Get out of here.
How about Patrick Graves, though, stepping up with the interception?
I mean, huge. Absolutely huge, but don't discredit Providence Grove here tonight. The fight of this team will certainly be remembered. What a game.
Because if Flincham catches that, you get 2 plays to score a touchdown.
And 2 timeouts to work with as well.
Alex Waterfield scored the winning touchdown. He'll kneel it out. What a 4th quarter. And Bishop McGuinness, for the first time ever, beats their rivals Providence Grove in a thrilling 4th quarter.
I mean, what a game. Defense rules the day through the first 3 quarters. And then something happened. Something in the water woke these teams up offensively, and we had a show-stopping finish here in Kernersville.
Alex Waterfield carrying the load for Bishop McGuinness. He's our Carolina Classic Fair player of the game. And Mark, fourth quarter, quarterback made enough plays.
You make your name as a quarterback by your clutch plays down the field. And Alex Waterfield was the guy tonight. Beautiful pass over the top for his lone touchdown or pass, the 2-point conversion, and then uses his legs again later on in the game on a gotta-have-it moment to take the lead late. Alex Waterfield delivers the knockout punch. He's the Carolina Classic Fair player of the game.
That is also our My 48 play of the game. Alex Waterfield struggled the first 3 quarters, but when his team needed, a huge touchdown drive.
Absolutely. He was dynamic tonight. He was electric. And again, the guy that we saw last year, night and day. Making plays, making the right decisions as the game went along, and in a drive that they will talk about all season long, Alex Waterfield delivers in the biggest moment with a touchdown run.
Touchdown Jesus, touchdown Waterfield, the man of the hour here at Bishop.
Night and day, Evan.
The Villains beat the Patriots. Now that is a fun end to a football game, Mark.
Again, we saw old school football. If you like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, you said it, Leatherhead football from the 1920s. First 3 quarters, we got you.
Let's take our final timeout. Wrap up with the game-winning interview when we come back.
Back here in Kernersville, Bishop McGuinness has beaten Providence Grove 14-10, joined by Mark Holcomb, the head coach. Had him all the way there, eh, Mark?
Yeah, well, it's just like you say, we knew it the whole time, right? No, glad of happy for our kids stepping up at the end, making plays when they had to. Defense kept stepping up again and again and again, and offense, when we had to have it at the end, we were cool, calm, and collective, and that's our signal caller did a great job, too, getting the ball to the right guys.
And he, of course, had the winning touchdown, but he doesn't do that without the guys up front blocking for him, right?
Amen, buddy. Those guys that work hard every day. Yeah. Those are my guys, so I can say what I'm doing.
Had never beaten Providence Grove, so it's good to get that little monkey off the back, yes?
Yeah, you said had never.
Right.
That's over now, so that's good. Yeah.
Well, when you win the Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, you get the trophy. There it is. Congratulations, Bishop McGuinness. A 14-10 winner, guys, as they celebrate. We'll send it back up to you.
A Hollywood ending for the villains, playing the hero role tonight. A little different.
Thanos-esque, right? Able to make the plays when it mattered most. This defense was phenomenal all night long. And when it needed to make a play, the offense came alive. Alex Waterfield was spectacular. And you could see it. There are building blocks for this program going forward to make themselves a name in this state.
Quick reminder tomorrow of NCAA football right here on My 48. Aggies and Winston-Salem State. But for tonight, we want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors, Capital Metals. We saw the trophy a moment ago. Cook Rentals for those high-end zone views, and Mountain Fried Chicken for a great crew meal and a great ending between the Villains and the Patriots. Thanks to tonight's high schools and their admin for their support of the Carolina Classic Fair Friday Night Rivals broadcast, and the general manager of the station, Allison Aldridge. Thank you for your help and your son's big win tonight, Ridge Taylor. Fun moment for that family. Coming up next week, Friday, September 13th. It's a lucky 13 for us. Eastern Alamance, Reidsville Rams, right here on My 48. Drew DiMarcantonio kept up with us all night. Lori Bates, great job as always. Mark Covert, Dave Gorin, I'm Evan Budrovich. A wild fourth quarter, back and forth. Bishop McGuinness, the Villains, play the role of hero tonight. We'll see you next week on My 48.